Here we go.
Oh, come on. No. Seriously. There we come on. Start. There we go. All right. Hey, we're live.
Well, let me get on live. There's OCX Live. Boom.
Got the pop-out chat going.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting on here to do. Pop it out and close it down.
Sounds like a 1990s pop and lock song there. Papa Mark.
Okay, shut that down. Come back here. Click on there.
Hi, chat.
And there it is. Chat is over here.
Hi, everybody.
Chat, how was your Christmas? I got sick.
I got sick and tired
Oh, okay.
of Christmas.
Oh, I
But
don't
you were
think
so festive about it last week.
I know. But, you know, the kids and everything, like, they just drain it all
the
away.
thing I don't have, so I don't know.
Oh, they just...
This was the first year in 33 years that we had nobody in the house but us.
Ooh.
You
was that
lucky fuckers.
Was that a Christmas gift in itself?
Well, Lauren and JJ left at about 8:30 in the morning to head back to Chicago, and Tyler and Tricia were staying in East Peoria, and so Jill and I hung out and binge watched Longmire.
You lucky bastards.
Gone are the days of putting together things until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Just gonna throw out something to all future grandparents or grandparents that are already right now. There's a line. There's a line of how much you can give your grandchildren.
No, there's not.
Oh, there it is.
That's the reason we've worked so hard.
Man.
What's the ratio of how much you can give and how loud can it be?
4 gifts per grandchild.
Okay.
That's it. Any more than that, you're going to get a talking to.
A drum kit.
How many of those gifts can be noise making?
1. 1. God damn this.
Just like the Gordon rule, this too will be broken.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The coach rule of gift giving. 1 noisemaker per child. I'm going to go with per child. That incorporates all grandkids, nieces, nephew, or aunts, uncles, everything. 1.
What's funny is I used to be able to find the really obnoxious gifts to give all the nephews. And years ago, they had these really nice scale models of like F-15s, F-16s, Tomcats, and they had a pistol grip that you put 4 AA batteries in. You could target lock, you could shoot missiles, you could fire machine guns, and those batteries would not wear out for years.
Nope. They knew how to build them back then. They even had an Apache helicopter. That was the one I got.
Oh, Tyler had that too.
It was fucking amazing.
Actually, in Tyler's old room, all the jets, all 4 of the jets are still sitting up there.
See, he hung on to his stuff.
No, he didn't take it with him.
They're not going to do anything with this room. Just leave him in here.
Yeah, pretty much that's his attitude. Which, yeah. You have a construction company. Do you have an excavator? That's what we need for his room.
We can come and dig that baby out. Oh, God. It's just, I love Christmas so much. Evident of last week's episode. I love it. But, man, 3 Christmases all in a row, it's just too much. See, the convenient thing is that I live in the same town as both my wife's parents and my parents. So it's grandkid galore, and my kids are the only kids that each grandparent have.
Oh, you get.
Jeez.
So it's like they realize this is their only chance. So every year it's just, God damn it.
I have a grand dog.
You have a grand dog?
Yeah.
I tell you what, you can borrow one of my kids as a grandkid. Sponsor a grandkid for a year. That would be excellent. Then I can really lay down the law of saying, okay, your adopted uncle or grandpa Mark gets one toy a year. It's not gonna happen though.
I used to have it where me and my wife were in the same city as her parents and my parents, and then we moved away, but we're still only an hour away, so we still drove all the way back for Christmas. Went to her mom's, went to my parents, then went to her dad's in one day.
Yeah,
but we don't have kids, so we didn't have the grandparent treatment.
Oh, you just wait, buddy. You pop out that first one. Oh, Christmas is gonna suck.
My mother-in-law cannot wait for grandkids because it'll be her first.
You know, there was an old Playboy ad. Old one. I mean, Mark, this was like 1986, maybe. And it had you remember the old Playboy cartoons? They were on the back side of the centerfold. And so it's got a guy and a girl going at it, and it's got grandpa and grandma going, grandkids with the little pin-ups. I can't remember what the caption was. It was like, is this awkward for you? Because
I just want to tell you, I appreciated the efforts that Patrick and Kiefer did last week. I thought the show was really good, and I was hoping that it had come out in the podcast form so I could take more notes.
Yeah, that was probably my bad, because if you saw the picture of the notes, they weren't that great.
I thought those were cave drawings in France.
I can speak and write in cursive. It'll come out sooner or later. It's the holidays, man. That was gonna be a rough one. Probably the same with this one. That's why you listen live, everyone. You get it all in one sitting, and that's what we do it for. Because man, is this live thing really getting to be a hassle. But I love it. This is my one time. This is my sanctuary. I get my own little me time with a bunch of 100 other people. And no, we're not going to do another let's get to 100 viewers, because man, do I have a lot of cards to sign.
Have you started?
I started. I've got my Google Docs sheet that has everyone's name and then next to it their address, and yeah, I think I'm on 45. So if one more person goes, I was one of the 45, I'm like, you're a fucking liar, and you don't get anything.
I was gonna send you a PM that said I wasn't one of the 45.
I was thinking we're gonna get 10 or 15 people. They'd be like, oh, it was a listener, coach. And they're already Patreons or something like that. So it wouldn't be that big of a hassle. No, I was wrong.
You offered free stuff.
I offered free stuff, and people.
I have show notes.
Did that say Steppenwolf?
We'll get to that. And I have upgraded my my signs.
No prizes ever, guys. Just give it up. There's no reason to join. But no, yeah, it was interesting. My phone didn't stop blowing up for the next week and a half after the week. I think I got 2 more messages of people who are like, I was 40. There's a lot of people claiming that they were 45. I'm like, there can only be one of you, and there's 4 of you right now that are claiming they were the 45th. And I'm like, whatever, fuck off. I'm pretty sure Andrew Twas, He said,
Is that
well,
is that the TWA? I thought they were defunct.
the sneaky thing is Chico went out there and he says, Coach is giving out free shit and he can't back it up. So just go say you were watching. So I'm pretty sure there's a couple of people that weren't watching that are going to get some free cards because they messaged me. But oh well. I do believe, yes, Jerry, I think we had 50. I think we literally said 50, and then the second later it was like 49.
Oh,
but I think we hit 50. So 50 is the new mark. That's an easy one for me to remember, but that's okay. So I think I'm gonna go get prepared for a second. I think we got some show notes. Topics for tonight, Ryan. I think we have resolutions. We have
year in review.
Oh, we got get off my playmat. Did you come up with anything else?
Uncle Mark said year in review if we want to do a big
year in review. You know what? I like that. Let's do the old Sports Center thing and see how much we can remember from last January to now. Year in review. That'll be a great one to end the show on.
I have notes.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
done. This will be easy.
Sounds like it's a quiz for us.
I think it might be a quiz. Chat question there. We'll see. Maybe after commercial. We'll see. I don't want to start playing favorites.
I'm glad to see that the Canadians are represented. I don't see any Australians yet or New Zealanders.
They're just waking up, Mark. Come on, you got to give them a little bit of time. They're just British people from Texas. Or how did that meme go? They're Texans with British accents or something like that.
I think they said they're British Texans.
Yeah, and it was like,
Bentham's there.
Mark.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. That fits you guys to a T. Like that is exactly what you are.
There's Mark.
And no, you should not take any offense to it because both of those things are fantastic at getting girls. You can go in the world.
The accent and spurs. I know.
British, and you get girls. And then you're like, I'm from Texas. And you get girls. And if you're British and from Texas, man, I don't even think about the possibilities. That's just
you're
no, Mark is technically English. So he doesn't.
What do you think works better? A British accent in Texas or a Texan accent in Britain?
I'm going to go Texan accent in Britain.
Okay.
Just because the American public is so used to British accents, but I don't think Britain has seen a whole lot of like real Texans. Because I think the two cultures clash just perfectly. Like I can drink you onto the table, and I'll fucking drink you onto the table. And then
look on, Bray.
They should have that as like an Olympic event, just like Texas versus Britain. Go and doing stupid stuff.
Well, they're both the same landmass.
Mark's saying English girls are easier, but I don't think Mark's ever met a girl from Texas.
Yeah, but the girls from Texas can kick the snot out of you too.
Yeah. True.
They're all packing sidearms.
Okay, I rephrase my statement. I don't think Mark's ever met a girl from Florida. Now that, sorry, Florida, and you're a girl, but
doesn't that mean they're Cuban?
I've lived there for 2.5 years, and I have enough research and development to say that, man, you girls really, it doesn't take much. Oh.
And that American realizes no one else considers light beer to be worth their time.
Very true. Very true.
Australians drink loaf beer.
I think this is going to be my favorite topic of what's going to be going forth, hence known as nap time.
Nap time?
It's when I leave and you guys are forced to fill the dead air.
No, that's when Kiefer goes to bed.
This is the name of the game is the chat gives 3 questions and the hosts pick 1.
Okay.
Now it can be a question about anything.
Cool.
But they have to give their in-depth analysis.
Okay.
And it has to last at least 5 minutes.
Does each of us pick a question to answer, or do we both have to?
I picked the question.
Oh, you pick leave, and then we answer.
So
Great.
I will pick the question that I will leave, and then you guys have to answer. So in the next...
He sounds like middle management to me.
Okay, so, here's a good one. Who's the best snuggle buddy? That's so far whose snores the loudest. Hey,
that would be Kiefer.
Kiefer, come on. Light beer is like going down on your sister.
Jeez.
Holy shit. That's a new subscriber, I think, and I like him already. Carefree. I like question, buddy, but I don't think I'm going to pick that one because that was just a little too loaded.
Carefree, you are a member of the Uncle Mark fan club. Come on over.
Oh my God!
He finished it. He dotted. Yeah.
You gave an answer. Fuck it, I'm reading it. So light beer is like going down on your sister. ... It tastes the same, but it just isn't right. Oh God. Who invited this guy to the show? Because I'm super excited. Okay, so Kiefer's the only one answering questions. So the favorite one that I like.
Only Kiefer providing questions. We need questions from more people.
God, Kiefer's hot on it right now. Where's Harold? Where the hell are you, Harold?
Harold's old. He's probably just waking up from his 3rd nap. So we got to give Harold a little bit.
Harold's not old.
I like this one. What is the next event you're looking forward to?
You sure you like it? Because we don't know what that is. I guess system open dates.
Adepticon.
Unless you're both answering Adepticon, then I'm going to choose a new one. Okay, new one. Coming over from Mariano Banchero, my favorite Mariano Banchero. He's my favorite, by the way, so far. I'm gonna paraphrase this question. He's looking forward to the points change. What ship are you looking for points changes on? The most. Seniority goes first. Go ahead, Mark.
What?
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. God damn it. Why is everything fun I want to do?
The bomber. The bomber needs to be cheaper. XT65s. We need a cheaper T65.
Wait, bomber is in resistance bomber?
Yes.
You think that'll change? They just came out with first order and resistance.
Why not? They'll screw it up somehow.
Oh, okay. Lack of faith.
Okay. Done. My boy Matthew Schluter came up with a good question that you guys can talk about for 5 minutes, I think. Maybe. Which faction will dominate hyperspace?
All right. I believe the faction that will dominate hyperspace is going to be either A, Scum, or B, Resistance. What do you think, Mark? Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh boy, I'll tell you what. There'll be a big love fest for Kylo with the First Order and Quick Draw. And I'm still thinking the Empire is gonna, fill most of the slots. I won't be playing either one of them, maybe, but I am. My son is convincing me to try something, and I'm still trying to make a bomber Bob and the 2 T-70s work.
Okay. So a lot of why I say Scum and Resistance is mainly pertain to Scum has Boba, and Boba's really good.
Sure.
If Boba's points change Or if his upgrades he always staples onto him, like Marauder and Han Gunner change. That is up for more debate. But Boba, as in by himself, without him being skyrocketed in price, I think still is a meta piece you have to be not only prepared for, but also consider actually using if you're flying Scout. Resistance, because I think Poe is probably the his toolkit his toolkit provides him to be probably the most flexible and best I6 in hyperspace. Fen hits like a truck, but will die in multiple arcs. He doesn't have an escape route because he can't double reposition. Vader can hit a few times, but is mostly concerned with being in too many arcs. He may be not played as much because people that play the Supernatural Reflexes Runaway game will just be playing Kylo. Sure. So that leaves like Quick Draw, and I'm not really convinced that he's a centerpiece. And let's see, Han Scum Falcon or Rebel Han Falcon, maybe. But
I heard a lot of good things about Rey.
Rey, of course, and then you've got Poe and Rey. Or if you try and do a cheap Poe, a very, very cheap Rey, or no upgrade Rey, and one of the A-Wings. So Resistance just seems to be stronger in passive modifications versus, say, if you were to take like Rebels.
But yeah, and also it gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling to have T-70s that with the extra shields, so that they're 8 hits to take out, and you get 3 of them on the board, and we say, okay, shoot your proton, because here we come.
Sure. So
excellent, guys. You did a great job there. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, we're gonna get this baby started. 22. Damn.
9:05.
Good morning, X-Wing. Hey, this is not a test. This is OCX Radio coming to you. Fuck, Jesus Christ. Never mind.
Good.
I've done that a long time. I got it right here too. It's terrible. All right, start is gonna be
Take 2 audience.
Shut up. Good morning, X-Wing. Hey, this is not a test. This is OCX Radio. Time to rocket from the Delta Pilot to the 4BZ. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the OCX Radio podcast, broadcasting live from the OCX studios in beautiful downtown Orange City, Iowa. My name is Aaron the Coach Crawl, and joining me today, 487 miles to my left, Uncle Mark Tippett.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all ships at sea. Remember, once again, this is a no soliciting broadcast. Yes, we will. We'll not be asking for any kind of Patreon things. Bullshit, we're asking all the time. And we're not going to give anything away. Well, twist Coach's arm. He's still sober.
For now. For now. You know, I feel like there has to be a limit of how much patronage we can be giving to the Uncle Mark fan club Facebook page. It's getting a little out of hand, you know. There's a lot of people on that baby.
Well, we were at 57, I think, the other day.
That is way too many people idolizing Uncle Mark. I'm just gonna put that out right now. All of you people, stop.
You're on it.
Yeah, but that's because I have to. It's more of a.
You're just snooping around to see what's happening.
I'm more of a snooper.
You and Gordon Berg.
Yeah, I know. We're just snoopers. That's all right. And also joining us today, OCX Ace of Legend, Ryan Ontopsky.
Over the Christmas break, I found out one thing, and that is when you're around more people, the more chance you are to be sick. So I have my care package with me. I got my bag of Ricola. I'm popping like candy. I got Ricola.
Oh, I wonder how much of our audience is too young to know that commercial.
Pretty sure it popped up recently.
They're not running it anymore, are they?
think they brought it back for a little bit.
Damn fucking shame.
Maybe TNTV land.
Nick at Night, baby. Check it out. That's it. Just Ricola and beer.
Oh,
that's the OCX Get Well gift card.
Vodka?
Oh, whoa! Time out. That was a big ass glass of vodka.
It's water. I popped 2 Dayquils like 2 hours ago. I'm not mixing alcohol with that right now.
Oh, now see, ladies and gentlemen, he did the right thing and popped 2 Dayquils, not NyQuils, because we'd have a Kyle Stoos on our hands in about 30 minutes.
Yeah. I popped 2 Dayquils and my wife looked at me like, why are you taking the Dayquil? I'm like, I got on a podcast tonight. She's
I'm
like,
podcasting tonight, dear.
Yeah. She's like, what are you doing?
Oh, man.
So what are you drinking tonight, Coach?
I'm sticking to the tried and true Budweiser tonight, guys.
Well, I'm having a Leinenkugel Berry Shanty.
Wow,
Ooh.
Nice drink, Chico. Way to go to the low end of the spectrum, I guess.
Well, this is what my son brought for Christmas Eve. So
oh my God, Tyler.
Okay. That's the hero of the Empire bringing Leinenkugel.
Tyler.
Kind of want his decimator be painted up with like a big Leinenkugel's logo on it now.
Ooh, that would be kind of cool.
Cut a
bunch of Leinenkugel beer cans up as a tin and just
you call it the Leinen truck.
Not saying I don't like my Leinenkugels. I do. But I don't know about the raspberry shanty.
We have pomegranate.
Oh, God. Jeez. Okay.
It's
little break right now. Beer companies, just fucking stop it. Just stop. There are beer companies out there that cater to the posh crowd that want their pomegranates and their lemon twists and their fucking this and that. Leinenkugels, you got a great thing going. You don't need to fucking dip your toe into that deal. Summer Shandy is about as far as you need to go.
There's also grapefruit.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm not touching that.
My wife loves the grapefruit one, so whatever. We're not gonna go there because you know what? We're gonna talk X-Wing tonight. I know, right? Weird. Weird. We're going to talk X-Wing tonight. So as all of you know, it is not Christmas anymore, but someone dropped one hell of a Christmas present off at the OCX doorstep. And I hope Ryan has this queued up and ready to go because he's reading it.
Hold on.
This was genius. This was pure poetry if I've ever seen it.
God, this is a lot to read.
And it makes Coach the central figure.
That's the main point.
Strap in, everyone. This is quite the read.
I want you all get ready. I want you to pull up your eggnog next to your bourbon, tucked under your arm with some brandy, and over your shoulder some Jack Daniels, because this is what it took to probably come up with this random assortment of words that turned out to be the OCX Twas the night after Christmas.
'Twas the night before Christmas when all the podcasts. What the? Not a podcast. This is formatted weird. Not a podcast was stirring, not even a crate. The templates were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Aaron Kroll soon would be there. The Minogs were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions wave 3 danced in their heads, and Miss Dio Morales in her chief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for 2-week podcast nap. When out of the lawn there arose such a clatter, I barreled from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I trajectoried in a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fall and damage cards gave the luster of midday to tokens below, when what to my spinning dial should appear but a miniature whiskey and 8 typhos. with the tall trunk driver so lively and quick. I knew in a moment it must be Kroll. Sick! More rapid than asteroid deployment. His cursors, they came. And he cursed and shouted and called them by name. Now Midnight, now Longshot, now Tien, now Scorch. On Null, on Malrus, on Static and Muse. To the top of the debris, to the top of the template. Now dash away, stress and all. As dry snaps before the wild turkeys fly when they meet with projective vomit in my forward sky. So up to the mop top they flew with the sleigh full of conversion kits and St. Aaron too. And then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing of and pawing of OCX Tootsies. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Kroll came with a bound. He was dressed all in SOT shirts from head to foot, and his clothes were tarnished with Wave 1.0 and NIM. A bundle of X-Wing was flung on his back, and he looked like a store owner just opened his pack. His eyes, how they were twinkled, his cheeks, how they were flushed. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. Drool in his mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as yellow as a jam token. The stump of a range ruler held tight in his teeth, and pilot cards encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round belly that shook when he laughed, like a bowl of fruit of a bowl full of Jaeger. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old. I don't some mess up there.
Expletive.
Yep, leave that one out. And I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave to me. No, I had drunkenness to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and drinking and cursing, and turned with a jerk, and laying his flask aside of his nose, and giving a nod up to the chimney, he rose. He sprung to his bottle, and to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy blah to all," and podcasters, good night. Jesus. I wasn't prepared for that.
You did a wonderful job, Ryan. Who wrote that beautiful piece of poetry?
I don't remember. Timothy Hames. Timothy
Hames, our very own Timothy Hames, came up with that. I don't know if he's been saving that for a while or he was drunk as shit himself and just like, you know what? Coach looks like Santa Claus. I think there needs to be a poem about it.
Yeah, I would be convinced that he wrote that possibly drunk because I looked at some of those lines and I was like, huh.
It makes
in the middle.
No sense at all. Yep. I'm gonna throw a big word out here. Pentameter?
Okay.
Nope, that's not right.
That's right.
It sounds right, but it's not right.
Dynamic pentameter?
But there you go.
Dynamic
pentameter.
6 years of college. Thank you.
Good you, but 6 years. Oh, come on. I went like at least 8 or 9.
Well, I've got 2 degrees.
It wasn't all at the same college, but whatever. Nobody's counting. Anyway, thank you, Senor Timothy. That was awesome. We might have Chico do it a little better. He might make some tweaks here and there. And that might be an OCX Christmas tradition. We might put that out as our own, and you can all listen to it every single Christmas. It'll be great. So anyway, now on to the real stuff. We're going to go with it is after Christmas, guys. Christmas is done. Put a freaking proton torpedo in it and blow that motherfucker up. It is now on to the New Year's resolutions, guys. New Year's X-Wing resolutions. So what I want to know from our 3 co-hosts here that we have, and from the chat. I want to hear from you guys too. What are your 2019 X-Wing resolutions? We went with seniority first. Let's go with beauty first. Go ahead, Ryan.
Wow, I thought you were going to say yourself on that one.
I'm the host, so I exclude myself.
Okay. All right.
Let's go one at a time. One at a time.
Okay, so not the whole list. So we'll
go
round.
Go one at a time. We'll try to help you through your resolutions one at a time.
All right. So, get back to Worlds. That's
a big one.
Yep. I mean,
I want to say that's
on
everyone's list because this year
it's a little more difficult potentially.
That's not just buy a plane ticket and pay your $80 to FFG, ladies and gentlemen. You got to earn your shit, which I think is fantastic. I think it's going to be, oh man, I cannot wait to watch Worlds now from the stands because I'll be in the field, so you guys can just that's we'll get to there. But I'm really excited to see how this turns out.
Yep. Especially since it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Only X-Wing.
Yeah.
So
now, Mark, we know Mark's going to be there.
My first one is to simply play better. And when we get to our year in review, we'll see why.
See, okay. Now, Mark, you and I have been playing the game since it was conceived, right?
Correct.
And you would think we have 6 years.
You would think, wouldn't you? You would think
that. What are we going? 5-6 years of practice? We should be pretty good.
Yeah. We drink with the best of them.
Sadly, things get in our way. I don't know what those things are. I think they're so.
I think it's because I don't have fancy dice.
What is? Oh. So your New Year's resolution is to buy fancy dice, and therefore you will be better.
No. Earn those dice.
Have you seen what they're asking for fancy dice?
I know it's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, there's a couple of people I just want to slap.
Man, when I'm ready to put money down on a house, I might have to sell some of mine. They go good. They go good. You're right.
Ryan, shut up.
I almost wanted to put a curse word on the TCX Facebook page when they did their little Christmas tree of dice. Yeah. Like someone put up a normal Christmas tree. That was the red and the green. All blanks. Because my dice. But TCX puts like every single grade of dice that you could have won in a Christmas tree. And I was just like, fuck you guys. But good for you guys. They won them fair and square. But Mark, how do you expect to do better?
Just understand what I'm doing a little better. Take a little more time to research what everybody else is doing.
Because I'm going to piggyback on you on that one. One of my resolutions this year is to be a top contender. When I walk up to an X-Wing board, they're like, "Oh, it's Coach. I'm in for a good time, baby. This is gonna be great." I want them to go, "Oh shit, here comes Coach, the prodigal child of Aaron Bonner. Like he is just gonna mess my day up with his Job of the Hutt kind of thing." That's what I was going for last year, but I'm not going for that. I'm gonna Mark, how do we generally become an on top ski scale player?
Threaten everyone with physical harm. I've already tried the survivor of 3 heart attacks. If you don't want to see a 4th one, please concede. No one bit.
You are both taller people. You have intimidating frames.
I was just gonna go. I was gonna get him drunker than I am.
That could work too.
I'm like, I don't know who bought you this beer, but you got to down it, and we're just gonna chug beers every turn. I know I can win that game.
I'm thinking about just bringing a stack of poker chips and just dropping them right on the edge and says, "Ready to earn them."
Yeah.
Okay, but seriously, um,
I'm
first of all,
I'm not being as closed-minded about factions to play.
mm,
I'm actually investigating things with my son to try to make my game better. And it's not, I've decided not to pigeonhole myself into just being rebel or just being resistance. I want to play better. I want to play competitive. I still am going to have a good time. It's still going to be on the mark. But when I drop the ships on the board, I want people to go, huh, I didn't see that coming from you.
so along that lines, what do you think your strong suits are to the game as an experienced player that you have already? Doesn't matter the list. It's just what do you bring to the table already?
The two styles that I can play are the slow creep around the board edge, waiting for that moment to strike, or joust in. And depending on the ship format that I take, my play style changes ebb and flow with what's going on. And I don't mind going into the rocks. I don't mind messing it, getting in and playing up close and personal. I like TLTs. Everybody knows I like TLTs, but it wasn't because I skirted around the edge of the board. I flew to where I could get the best chance of shots and damage. Whereas Tyler would say, yeah, he just had TLTs. That's why. But I can fly these things. I can push the plastic around the board. Where else can you get 3 Y-wings to be exactly range 1 of Fen Rao in a day 2 event against one of the Howard brothers?
And in what you just said there, I was going to say the one thing the older players have is spatial awareness. Like Mark, what's range 2. You know what's range 1. You know what's range 3.
Sure.
You know what the 2 bank's going to do. You know what the 1 hard's going to do. Or even the 3 hard. You know where that's going to be. I think that's what having experience playing the game, because the one thing that didn't change about the game is the templates. That's the one thing that didn't change. Thank God. Because if that changed, we'd all be fucking climbing up a freaking flagpole covered in ice. For me, I'm gonna go with me. Man, it is literally just every round taking a minute or two just to assess the situation. I get too caught up in going, I did this move because I'm going to do this move next turn. Or I'm setting up my plan. I get too set into my plan that I'm slowly learning that I'm very bad at changing my plan in the right way. Like, I'll change my plan. I'm like, oh, fuck it. Let's 4K with this guy and see what happens. Like, no, maybe you shouldn't do that. Like, understand the other person's dials. Understand. I guess my big thing that I'm going to concentrate on 2019 is seeing the game from the opponent's side of the board. I don't do that. When I play X-Wing, I'm like, it's me and me alone. I got my game plan, and this is what I'm doing, and if it fails, it fails. And then when shit goes bad, I'll scramble. What I think players could learn a lot from is just taking a minute. Not even a long time. Don't get called for fucking time or something like that. But just when you're setting your dials, obviously you already have your plan, but just take a minute and put yourself in their shoes and see where their ships are at and look at if they're looking at their dials, what are they going to do? What's their best option? What's their crazy option?
And a simple thing
that's what the top players have on the rest of us is that they do that automatically.
And they know what everybody else's dials do.
Right. So, and you know what? We have on Top Skier, Ryan, when you're going through your game plan, does that come into your thought process? I don't know if you can dissect what your thought process is, but is there a moment where you're seeing their side of the board as well?
So most of what I do, and this is probably true for both before the engagement and I guess after and when we get in the scrum, I look at what is the best thing I can do with all my ships. What is the best kill box I can create? What is the best, the best outcome for my list this turn? And then immediately from that, I go, how can my opponent fuck this up for me? And if whatever they do to mess me up is so out of the realm of like a percentage chance for them to like make that decision, or if I'm that confident, if I do this one thing this turn with all my ships and set up what I want, do I even worry about them stopping me? Do I already have the advantage by being where I am? So, because a lot of times I'll just default to, well, I'm going to do the best thing. Go ahead and try and stop me.
Sure.
And you know what? Sometimes I didn't foresee how they stopped me if they did. And sometimes the trade was a little more even than I wanted it to be. And maybe it didn't go as good as I wanted it. But normally, once you have put yourself in the best position, I default to you try and stop me. And unless I believe they know how to stop it and it's that detrimental, then I might throw in a curveball.
Okay, so you're going back from where, because I like to always come to the, I'm going to throw them a curveball. That's probably my downfall in most of my matches. Like, they're going to think I'm going to do this. I'm thinking of what they're thinking I'm going to do.
Sure.
Which is probably not the best way to go about it. Is play the smart move, but like you said, if do what's going to win you the game.
Yeah.
But take a second and just evaluate. Maybe they know that they're losing. Or this move that you're going to do is going to lose them the game. What are they going to do to mess it up?
Yeah. If I don't think they can punish me for doing something, I'm just going to do it.
Right.
If it benefits me.
Now, for me, this next year, 2019, excuse me, I'm going to do a trigger to myself. I'm just going to count to 3 every time I lay down my last dial. I don't know if you have a little subliminal thing in your head that goes, hey, think about the other side as well. But for me, I don't. I get so damn excited that I just done. My dollars are good. Whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. Granted,
this is the best possible thing that for me that could ever happen. It's gonna be me conditioning myself to go, okay, 1001, 1002, 1003. Think about what the hell you're doing. Think about what they're doing. On my last dial, I'm gonna look. I'm just gonna go. My last dial, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna spend 5 seconds, a minute, half a minute, and just visualize where they're at. Because I don't do that. That's my problem. I just think about my board state, not theirs.
Yeah.
And with me, I'm reactionary. I have a set goal to start the game with, and then once the fur ball develops, I'm constantly reacting. It doesn't take me 30 seconds to put 4 dials down. I don't stand back, stroke my beard, eyeball this, eyeball that, turn around. No, my dials are down. I'm ready to go. Come on, let's play.
Yeah. And I think that's probably our faults, Mark.
It is. It's
We
a shortcoming.
We're not 3 moves ahead kind of guys. We're like, I know where I'm going and I know who I'm shooting at, and that's what my dial reflects at.
So I'll say that, like, when you to piggyback off your saying of 3 moves ahead, if you talk to and I think this conversation came up in a thread or online conversation that also included like Heaver and a couple other people that are the higher competitive guys that placed a lot, and they said it's really difficult to just literally plan 3 turns ahead because they're also reacting to the opponent. If you plan 3 turns ahead of doing this and this and this thing, if your opponent does one thing different than what you expected, you're probably changing some things. So in most cases, you're planning where you want your engagement to be. Like, I generally want to fight here. This benefits me the most. How I get there and how fast I get there depends on how fast my opponent might go there, or if they go there at all. And then once you get into the scrum, it's pure like, where can I put my ships to give me the best opportunity? And then towards the end of the game, it depends on who's up and who's down and how many turns you can look ahead in terms of like how close are you to finishing the game out, or if you want to like be aggressive or defensive, what benefits you more. I think the most turns you can plan ahead is up to the first engagement. Like, I generally want to fight here, and I want this arc and this arc and this arc to be pointed at that ship.
And you know what? I'm gonna piggyback off of that as one of my second resolution things for 2019 is I don't think a lot of players, new or old, know how to pick their battle, know how to pick where they want to fight. For a lot of us, we're like, oh, we're just going at it, and where we end up, we end up. That's where we fight. But you look at some of the top players, and they're like, no, we're going to fight here. I will make you fight here. I will do 1 hards and 1 forwards until you come to me. And that's usually the players that go, I'm coming for you. Here I come. And they're like, oh, shit. They're behind me, or I'm out of arc, or whatever I committed to early. I think it's a 2-sided deal. 1, pick where you want to fight, and 2, don't fight where you don't want to fight. But that's a sticky situation. Eventually, you both have to come somewhere. But that all comes down to rock placement too.
Yep. There's this big tree of decision making that can start from list building to rock placement to deployment to the first few moves to completely determine where that first engagement ends up.
Yeah. Well, I think this year January is going to be big because this is going to be. We know there's an FAQ coming. That's the one thing about what January brings to everyone is that we know an FAQ is coming. We know. I mean, it's FFG. They can be like, yeah, it's first quarter. Like, it'll be out in March. But they said January, so we're going to take their word at it, January. We have 2 new factions added to hyperspace, and now, I'm sorry, guys, hyperspace is what X-Wing is going to be. I've fully succumbed to that. In a way, I'm definitely okay with it. It is it's getting all new players, all old players. It's like what Mark and I went through. You only have 4 ships per faction, and that's what you get to play with. And I'm sorry to say, but that was a lot of fun.
It poorly then too.
It was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, the meta was shit, but they obviously have a lot more to work with in their meta than we did in wave 1 and 2. But I get the extended thing, but I'm just going to say that that's going to be extinct here in about another year. So hyperspace is what I'm really going to concentrate on. After January, It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. Obviously, a lot of the ships that we know now, the Red Lines, the Bobas. I mean, Red Line's not even going to be in it, but Boba will be. Fen will be. Kylo. A lot of these very strong pilots are going to be in hyperspace. But are they going to get priced almost to where you're taking Kylo and maybe a support ship? Maybe a support ship. Is that going to hurt list building in January, or is it going to help creativity?
In hyperspace specifically?
In hyperspace, it's specifically hyperspace because that is when technically the trials start.
Yeah. Right now, I look at extended, and until I see the point changes, I don't see the meta changing. If the points didn't come, all I saw was Bobas, Palobs, Forloms, Fens, escape crafts coordinating everywhere. Red Lines, Whispers, Soontiers, Poes and Rays, probably Kylos. Nothing really adjusted. I think with the limited pool and certain upgrades that are not allowed or changed in January, we are going to see some creativity, and it will develop into a meta. I don't think it's going to be this Wild West the whole time. A meta always develops.
No, I don't think it will be either.
So,
but boy, isn't it fun?
Yeah, it's fun to be in an environment that nothing's figured out indefinitely yet, and it hasn't been proven because there's no hyperspace events yet.
And X-wings can Talon roll, and X-wings have S-foils, and I want to play X-wings. It's T-70s, T-65s. I don't care. But then again, I'll fly something else too if I have to.
It's interesting to me that one, God, I hope the trials or whatever everyone has on the edge of their seat, right? They're waiting for the first trial. It's January through May, I believe, or June or something like that. And there's supposed to be a lot of them. And there's supposed to be hyperspace. And there's supposed to be that's where you build your resume towards getting that world champion seat. And I'm gonna piggyback off of Mark's playmat on my distaste of this trial right now, but for the player base, I think this is fantastic. I think it's a limited pool. It goes back to skill. You get these ships, you get these cards. Are you better than the person that's going to take the same list as you? I'm thoroughly enjoying what's going to happen in the trials and cups, but at the same time, we need to know what the points are going to be, and the points are going to be huge. And as we also stated, that they are going to probably delegate what could be in hyperspace and what won't at the same time. Is there any reason why we don't believe that won't happen?
I'm assuming the current list available that's given the hyperspace legal yes and no, it will carry over, but I guess it hasn't been said for sure that it would change or not change in January. I'm assuming it won't change because it'd be weird for them to even come out with that list and then like 2 or 3 weeks to a month later they decide to change it. I mean, they could adjust some things, I guess, but not a wholesale change.
I'm just wondering that because January is it's like a change or die kind of a thing. It's one of those where let's just see where it goes, because let's all agree that FFG right now, they're throwing darts. They have some knowledge, but they're throwing darts and going, well, we fucked up there. We did really well there. We should probably add that here. This is their time to do it. This is the whole reason for the app, is to play around with stuff. Just throw things in there. We'll see if it's good. We'll see if it's not. If it's not, come March or May, we'll take it out. No, you're not going to get biohack codes. Sorry. They already said that.
Too good for 1 point.
It's too good for 1 point. No.
Were there any other resolutions we generally had?
I had a couple.
Oh, okay.
Did anyone else have any? Otherwise, I'll go into one more, which is an easy one. Mark? No? Ryan?
Yes. I would like to qualify for Worlds, even if it's with a press pass.
Oh man, can we? Do you think we might be able to make that work in OCX
we'll get
press
a press
pass?
pass? Yeah, we'll get a press pass.
I'm just,
I'm working on two very high-end FFG employees trying to get on the show. We've already had one.
Sure.
Pretty sure we qualify for a press pass.
Makes sense.
I mean, in my mind, we qualify for a press pass.
Sure.
Like, we are one of the very few podcasts to ever have an FFG employee on, I'm pretty sure.
We're probably one of the only podcasts to have an FFG employee on live.
Definitely live.
Plus, who else would hang out with the Salt Squadron guys and the Thule Squadron guys if it wasn't for us?
There's not a lot of people that can stomach those two squadrons' alcohol intake as better than we can. So props to both Thule and Salt Squadrons.
I still go in withdrawal from Thule Squadron.
That fucking Black Death still. My wife, we're still planning on going to Iceland and visiting Thule Squadron, not this year, but next year. So
Sweet.
We could be doing an OCX radio podcast live from Iceland. That will be awesome.
That'd be cool.
Shout out if you guys have not listened to Salt Squadron or Thule Squadron, please go do that because they're fantastic. Thule Squadron.
But if you're there, we understand.
English. They're a little broken English, but don't worry, it comes across as fun. Salt Squadron is Canada? No.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Canada. Yeah. They're the number 3 or 2. I'm gonna go number 2 Canadian podcast. I have to give my boy Bruno the benefit of the doubt. So,
hey, have we heard anything from the guys over in Vancouver?
That's Salt Squadron.
No. Salt Squadron's just across the
Salt
border.
Squadron.
No, and like the not the Snow Squadron or the Blizzard Squadron or
Echo Squadron. They're in Minneapolis.
The guys that you were going to promote all the time.
Man, I don't know.
British
There's
Columbia.
so many goddamn.
I gotcha. It's Sea to Sky podcast.
Sea to Sky. No. Oh god, no, that's not it either.
They go to sleep.
No, I can think about it. God damn it. What were their names?
For British.
See?
British
nope. Yep. I got it. I got it in my head. I can't.
Jerry even says Vancouver is Sea to Sky.
Blizzard Squadron.
Squadron.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got their target locks, man.
10 points to Uncle Mark, minus 10 Gryffindor points to me because I'm a terrible goddamn host.
Jerry, those are some fighting words. He said Vancouver is Sea to Sky, and they have a
better yub nub.
Exactly. Those are fighting words. What is this?
That's excommunication words. Holy shit, I just had a fucking deja vu moment right now.
He just used a big word.
No, literally, I foresaw Jerry Holt saying something and me saying those are fighting words. Okay. The Matrix has changed, everyone. We're now the #1 podcast in the X-Wing community. Long live your overlords, the OCX radio podcast. What were we talking about? We were talking about something important. Resolutions. One resolution. Oh, You were talking about not getting as drunk at Worlds. That's not going to happen.
No.
No, he's talking about getting back to Worlds, earning.
Oh, getting back to Worlds. Yes.
There's a Prius waiting for us.
Yeah, Kiefer.
Oh man. No. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, I've told you this plenty of times before, but if you haven't heard it yet, if you don't get a ticket to Worlds, get a ticket to Worlds. Just go. Even if you can't play in the main event, just go. The OCX tailgate will be worth it. Go to Worlds. It's in October. Something. I don't know what the exact date is, but it's gonna be what Worlds always was without the freaking Destiny crowd. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be great. Oh, it's gonna be.
And
so
the pregame to Worlds will be Adepticon.
Yeah.
Yes, if you are going to Adepticon, I will be there. I guess there's gonna be a whole slew of OCX guys there.
Actually, Adepticon would be the pre-game because now Worlds is in October, so Gen Con is the actual pre-game.
So Adepticon is the pre-game. That is the get to know your OCX hosts and co-hosts. That's the brunch. That is the brunch of OCX.
And
Gen
for
Con,
most part, just
will be the
to find them.
Gen Con's the turkey dinner. That's the one you want to show up for. That's the one you get the full on. You get to touch everything, see everything, put your hands on coach's face, kind of thing. Make sure he's real. Yes, I am a real person. But Worlds is the after party.
Emphasis on after.
All the fun stuff happens, boys.
It's not just one after party either. It's multiple.
I'm gonna let the hair down and the skirts up. That's what Worlds is gonna be.
Please no.
It just starts and rolls.
Yeah.
If you don't go to the Goldies Part 2, and you don't see Uncle Mark and Coach in their matching tuxedo shirts, then I don't know why you even came.
The look on your face when I walked in.
Oh my God! When you walked in with the same fucking shirt, I was like, "Son of a bitch." And here I thought it was going to be the special flower. Nope.
So, one of my other resolutions for X-Wing is to be able to put names to faces better when I see people again. And I've met them for the first time at one event, and I was like, I remember you, but name is a problem. I want to get better.
But now you're a podcaster, and they're going to come up to you.
And you can just play the anonymity card.
And just smile and nod.
No, the best part is you're not only a podcaster, you're a part of the OCX radio podcast. So you can be like, I was too drunk last time I met you. So
I have excuses.
I'm Ryan again. Please introduce yourself again.
But I want to make sure every game I have with everyone is a great experience. And I want to make sure that if anybody has any questions, please don't be afraid to message me those questions. Strategy, game talk, list building. I don't care. I love bouncing ideas off each other.
We need to talk.
Okay.
Well,
I even would. I might be getting myself. I might be digging my own hole here.
You're getting yourself in trouble. I will let you know right now.
But I want to attempt to play Vassal with people to help myself and them get better at the game. I almost want to jump into committing to that, but I kind of don't at the same time because then it's a commitment I got to keep up with.
I'll tell you a little story about OCX.
Okay.
Back in the beginning, we started the OCX groupies chat for those that came on in the inaugural town hall. We didn't call it town hall at the time, did we? What did we call it the first time?
I wasn't here.
Oh, maybe we did.
It was a town hall.
It was a town hall. That's right. We totally stole it from Dion.
Yeah, because it was Revenge of the Townie, so it had to be a town hall before.
So we did it again. And that chat was the chat that we included people that were going to be in the town hall chat. And then that chat grew a little bit. And it grew a little bit. It grew a little more.
It grew a lot of bit.
And then now it's a lot of bit. And now it is kind of our own private little oasis of Scott Collins and Tim Thames. Tim Thames. We are at those two's wills, and whatever they post, we see. And but no, it is a great little oasis that our community has grown into. It's a 60 strong, I think, right now. Podcast. I want to go before we go to commercial break. If you guys think that you're OCX enough, and believe me, I put this with a warning. If you think you're OCX enough, you can message me, your coach, and say that I want to join the OCX groupie chat. I'm going to say I warned you. You can leave whenever you want, but depending on how popular you are, you might never leave. I don't know.
You'll be drugged back, kicking and screaming.
You might get drugged back. So I'm just going to say, the captain would like to join. He's knee deep in, okay. Well, captain, message me on Facebook and I will include you. God save your soul.
If you ever want to leave, it'll take about 5 attempts.
Only 2 may enter, 1 may leave. We're gonna go with that. And on that wonderful note, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go to commercial break. Montana, I believe it's your pick today. Whatever you think is appropriate for the day after Christmas. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our commercial break. Go ahead.
Woo.
All right, chat. Mark Ventham said he's out of the messenger. See if you can get him back in.
Oh, well, shit.
He said he found a way out.
OCX groupie chat.
Prove him wrong.
Mark? Oh, Craig. Or Chris. Sorry. Here. Oh, my God.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
All of the people are like, who are these new people? Oh, my God. Fresh meat. Add people.
Oh, Captain's right. We need to develop a commercial for OCX pregame show for Luke.
Okay, we can do that.
We should have that.
Doesn't Luke have more viewers than we do?
I don't know.
All the time?
I don't know.
Oh, it's the captain. Oh, okay. All right, never mind. I thought I had multiple people wondering. Now, did Mark really say he wanted back in, or are you just fucking with me? And I'm going to add him. Just
Mark Bentham said, "I found a way out of the chat.
Oh.
I wanted the chat to prove him wrong."
Oh well, Mark,
you're back.
Where is he?
Oh. Did he block it?
He blocked me out?
Oh, Kiefer got him.
You know what's funny is that when they finally realize how many like X-Wing famous people are in there, they're gonna be like messing them all the time, and like D's gonna be fucking out in 2 minutes. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, Farmer's still in the list, I think.
I think Farmer just takes it. Like he's just give it to me all.
Oh, Ventham put a picture. Ignore this group. You won't be notified when someone messages this group, and the group will move to filtered messages. We won't tell you anyone in the group that messages.
Did he report us to Facebook?
I think he just set us to ignore.
Oh shit! Oh well, Captain, welcome to the group, buddy.
Captain Chris.
Just gonna let you know. This is a worldwide group, and your phone will ding all night long.
Set the phone to vibrate.
Yeah. If someone wants to get a hold of you on that one, they'll get a hold of you. Like, the nice thing is that when they tag you in, that it dings on your phone. But I've gone through so many nickname changes that when it dings, I'm like, well, the alpaca of alcohol or the destroyer of Xmas or the something of something. I don't know. I've had so many fucking nicknames the past
But
2 years.
those were great antlers.
Yeah, they were. I still got them right here. But it's not Christmas anymore. So next year, right there.
I'm editing my nickname right now.
All right. Well, it's commercial break. I want to hear idea. Well, what was the commercial that we need to do?
A commercial
For
for
Luke.
Luke's pregame show.
Luke's pregame show. So we'll go an OCX chat, groupie chat competition. Who can come up with the best OCX pregame show script? Has to be 30 words.
Okay, how long do you want the ad to go?
I can stretch it out to like a minute. Like,
Yeah,
that's not a problem.
Okay, but if you're writing it, if it's a minute long, it's 120 words.
Put them on. Put
Put
them
your-
on.
and-
No.
Padre says it's Christmas enough. Put them on. Anyway, the rule of thumb is for a 60-minute commercial, it's 120 words.
Okay.
It's a page a minute.
No, it's 120 words. Didn't you go to a broadcasting class? Did you not take radio?
Film school. Film school. Totally
First off,
different broadcast.
they're wrong.
I know.
If
I'm
you did
mixing
radio
colleges
like
here.
I did, that's how you write your scripts. Because apparently radio wants you to be on time so that somebody somewhere with a logbook will make it look right.
Well, once you add in the uhs and ums and likes and dudes, and that was cool.
That's called practice.
I'll
right?
make it a minute.
Right, Ryan? Here, read this 10-paragraph commercial.
Going pee, shut up.
All right. Guess we need to entertain the chat.
There's nothing
Okay,
there's nothing entertaining about chat.
Chat, what if you need to be entertaining?
30 words in a minute. Well, no, that's when you're talking cursively.
Yeah. Hey, it's 30.
Coach can make 15 words last for a minute when he's in cursive.
He slurs them out longer, stretches them out.
Captain's just here to troll.
Chat, what did you get for Christmas that was Star Wars related? Did you get anything? What Star Wars
I've already shown you. I put it on our page.
What is it?
I got the Star Wars tumblers and
Oh yeah,
so Jack Daniels.
I got 3 T-shirts. One of them I really like. It's got pretty much the scene in The Last Jedi of Luke sitting on the edge of the rock with the twin suns. It looks really nice.
Is he hovering?
No. He's
Okay.
back down on the ground. So it's like just before it would have cut to him like fading. I really like that one. I got some R2D2 socks. I got Millennium Falcon underwear because my wife loves giving me underwear for some reason. It's comfy though, I'll say.
Oh, too much information.
Boxer briefs. I'll stop there. And because she started the Funko Pop trend in our relationship, she continues it with more Star Wars things. So, anyone who collects Funko Pops, I got Cad Bane, one of the troopers from Solo, and What was the third one? Oh, one of the pilots from Last Jedi. He's got too long of a name. He looks exactly like Eloasti, though. You would have thought he was Eloasti, but he's not.
Okay.
So, art of my Mandalorian Merc cosplay. Oh, someone did art for your cosplay. That's cool. For Curtis Frele. I don't think I've seen that name before.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Oh. Let's see. My Captain got Mining Guild tie, Wookiees and Chewie for Legion. Chris Brown got a 3rd Upsilon shuttle and a 7th Typho. Robert Moreau got an airbrush. Tommy Adams got a Scum t-shirt, 2 Lego clone Z95s, which I guess I would expect those to be part of the Grand Army of the Republic eventually for X-Wing. Yeah. Christopher Brown, I do agree. I told Coach about this last week, and he told me not to tempt him with the idea, but 3 Upsilons in hyperspace is hard to kill because that's a lot of health. And they can reinforce. So much beef. Ooh, Mariano got a Death Trooper statue. That sounds cool.
Yes, there's the promotions for the grudge match at Adepticon. A preliminary with Coach and Gordon, even though they think it's going to be the main event. I don't think so.
The real main event is known.
And if Matthew Evans is the judge, I'm thinking I'll win.
Is that really fair to have someone from the Uncle Mark fan club to be a judge?
Uncle Mark's minion, no less.
Yeah. Leader of the fan club. I think Jerry Russell would be the best ref.
He ain't gonna make it.
I just got to give him alcohol.
Ain't gonna make it. I miss my Jerry. Am I on? Yeah, I miss my Jerry so much. God damn it, I miss Jerry. No, the Gordon coach. That's lightweight. That's that's the pre-fight. I do have to ask the chat though, and everyone who's listening on the podcast. I'm going to Adepticon. I have probably 3 other people that are going with me. I need to know if we need to get an OCX house.
God.
If we're going to get an OCX house, I mean, there are possibilities out there. I already looked. There's a pretty sweet spot that we can fit a lot of air mattresses in and have a really good time. So, if you are going to Adepticon and you don't have a reservation or something like that, and you may want to be a part of the OCX craziness that will be Adepticon, message me and we'll try to see if we can't get the old ooh. They say no parties, but if there's 12 guests in the house, that's gonna be a party. So if you haven't gotten your hotel reserved
cursive already. Okay.
Reserved. Please message me, and if you're looking for a place, then we'll maybe try to hook up something and get that going. It's only for you live folks. Oh shit, this is commercial break, isn't it? Fuck me, I gotta say it again. God damn it.
Do you really want the wide audience of podcasting listeners to know about contacting you about Airbnb? Or that's gonna be quite a time.
You know what? Damn it, Mark, your son is a terrible influence.
Uh-oh, now what?
Well, I asked him. I saw he was live on Messenger. I says, "What you doing?" And he says, "At a bar drinking." You? And then he decided to send me a picture at a bar drinking. And I was like, I'm half tempted to send him the Facebook live feed to see if he'd join. But when was the last time we had Tyler on?
Episode 5.
Five
Dang.
out of 80 something.
83.
I'm gonna text him. You willing to call in during a bar?
Tell him
bar?
Dad says call in.
Do you have Wi-Fi?
Yeah, you'll need that.
No, he's got a good package on Verizon.
Okay, all right. Then I can send him.
Oh
This
no.
will be great. All right, hold on.
That way I can ask him if he remembered to take his wine home with him. I know he did, but if he's been drinking a lot, he might not remember.
We'll see where this goes. Ladies and gentlemen, the OCX Radio Podcast, nothing is off limits.
Everything's on the board.
Seek and destroy.
All right. Oh, I do have one thing I have to stress. After commercial, though, which is going to be very soon. So whatever you have to say right now that you want off the broadcast wave, go ahead.
Nothing.
I wish I had my Crickets app.
I wish you had your Crickets app too. 126. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the OCX Radio Podcast. Because I can't talk. Because, man, I'm only 3 beers in, and jeepers socks. Anyway, welcome to all you non-live listeners to the OCX Radio Podcast. Believe me, when Gordon says you should watch us live on YouTube on Wednesday nights, you should really watch us live on YouTube on Wednesday nights. Speaking of watching us live, yes, everyone, I have all of your contact information, at least name-wise. I have about half of the people that tuned in last week that were wanting the damage cards. I need your addresses, though. If you didn't send me an address, then I can't send you the card. Most of you who didn't send your address, I have as Patreon, so Dankeschön, whatever.
No soliciting.
But, man, I didn't realize all of you were literally going to message me for a fucking damage card. I was kind of playing the odds there. I was like, 20 cards, that'll be easy. But nope, that didn't happen.
When it's free, it's free.
I'm borderline the 45. So those of you who are trying to sneak in on Chico's little lie, yeah, I'm calling you out. That's all right. Whatever. It's cool. I'm just cherished that you want my autograph on a damage card. But no, those will be going out. Hopefully, I'm gonna sign them all this week, and I'm gonna send them all Monday. So
what's the over and under on that one?
Oh, I have 38 cards right now. I have to send out.
Ryan,
and man, is
Ryan.
Panicked Pilot the number one? I got a little time out, little bone to pick. Tommy Adams, since we haven't mentioned Tommy Adams on the podcast for a while, he's like, I only deal with small cards. Can you send me a small card?
No.
I'm like, fuck you, dude. No, they were large cards, but
You should have found a way to make it extra large.
I should just make like the large print ones, like
11 and a half.
you,
11 by
Tommy.
8 and a half.
And then he can slide it in between his small.
Like, I know where my direct hit is now.
Oh, But no, just for Tommy, I'm gonna make him a small card. But the rest of you don't get that. You don't get that pleasure. You're all getting a wide card promo, whatever. So, yes, Mariano, I got your message. Don't worry, I got everyone's message. In fact, Montana emailed me the messages I didn't get. So I got everybody, and they're all on my spreadsheet. You're all gonna be getting them. So,
and what's the goal to get these done by? What date or day or week or month?
I'm going to send them out. I'm going to fill them out this weekend. So I'll put them in the mail Monday, but because Tuesday is New Year's Day, they'll probably ship out Wednesday the 3rd. You should get them. I mean, the overseas guys, I don't know, but for anyone U.S. states bound, 2 to 3 days.
I think the over/under is 20, Ryan.
Yeah, let's go over under a month. Let's just give myself a little cushion room.
Cushion makes it too easy to say under then.
Let's just say you'll have them in time for the new FFG points card.
Oh, yeah. All right, chat. What comes first, your signed card or new points?
I like that one. I like that one a lot. That's a good one. That's cornering me into another bet. That's a bad deal.
Make it simple.
Oh, God damn it.
Press in 1 if you think coach's card comes in first, or 2 if the points come in first.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right. So, as always, what we like to do is after the commercial break, we'd like to send it on over to the angriest man in the world, Uncle Mark.
Hey there, everybody. How you doing? This is their old Uncle Mark. Now, I perused last week's adventure into broadcast history for Christmas. And Patrick and Josh Kiefer did a wonderful supporting job. I couldn't have been more pleased with what they had to add to the show. But Patrick, you will never hear, other than tonight, the name Justin Bieber ever come out of my mouth.
Oh, we need a cameo. We need like a cappella.
And
Justin
you know
Bieber
what?
right now.
It's my right to party. Come on. I know the Beastie Boys.
Oh, that's not Justin Bieber.
That's Beastie Boys.
I want Justin Bieber.
I don't think so. And when you guys were nothing but a gleam in your parents' eyes, I was jamming to Cream, Mountain, Camel, Black Sabbath, and Steppenwolf. So suck it. Now,
they probably all think that's condom sizes.
Okay. We can go with that too. I heard the promotion for the Gordon Coach main event. Let's make it for charity. Blah blah blah, and some more blah. And I'm sorry, the real match is a grudge match, and we're talking about none other than grumpy old Bob Swain and grumpy old Uncle Mark, toe to toe. Beer to beer. I'm sorry, Bob drinks liquor. Liquor to liquor.
Jack to Jack.
Well, it's Jack to rum.
Oh boy.
Whiskey to rum.
Captain Jack. It's the Captain Jack match.
There we go. And apparently we figured that somebody said Gold Squad would have exclusive rights, but I said it won't happen because Bob and I swear too much. And so Luke said that he would put it up on Twitch for us. And Bob and I have had discussions, and Harold has really done a nice poster design, which I think should go on a shirt. And apparently Matthew has said they've talked about it. And that's going to be fun. I love hanging out with Bob. I met Bob at CAC a couple of years ago, 3 years ago now, maybe. And we locked horns at the Indiana Regional, I think it was, or Crossroads. whichever. And he's good guy, a lot of fun, and is just as obnoxious as I am. Also, there seems to be an interest in the Statesman League or Statesman competition, and that will be a separate tournament for those of us over 50 or have children that play X-Wing. So actually have some individuals going, hey, could we do this at Gen Con? I said, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to Gen Con this year or not. But, getting some interest in that. I really don't have a whole lot more to say because we didn't get the podcast turned to a podcast, so I didn't get to listen to it while I was driving around to taking notes. And I can't watch it while I'm driving in the truck because, it's like watching while driving in the truck. Anyway, when we talk about year in review, that's got the rest of my notes locked up here. It's a milder, kinder version of Grumpy Old Mark this week. But you know what? I take my metal music seriously. Don't ever associate the name Justin Bieber with Uncle Mark ever again. Patrick, you're in Massachusetts. It's not a very big state. I can find you. And where the hell is he? There he is. Been here 20 minutes.
He is. There he is. No, I think that whole Adepticon thing, we could raise some serious money for that. Yes, maybe the Gordon coach face off, but it's just like I said, I never said it was the main event. It's always gonna be just gonna be the lightweight. We're gonna be drinking like Pilsner beer and craft shit and stuff like that.
And we've heard rumors that liquor will be plied to us regularly throughout this event.
Well, I was told that you can sneak shit in, so it might be the
sneaking. It's not sneaking. It's just bold-faced walking in.
Maybe Gordon and I will be the fireball round.
There you go.
I mean, at Adepticon, it's pretty much the anti-Gordon rule.
Especially with the little Hispanic guy on the bicycle pulling the cart behind him with all the liquor in it.
But we will definitely be in touch with Dion about that. And we will maybe come to a conclusion on a charity event that we'll do. We might maybe we might do a Mandalorian Mayhem kind of a thing where people call in and raise money, and Uncle Mark has 20,000 shields on his fucking B-Wing or something like that. But Bob has like $20 worth of straight crits or something like that. That'd be fun. We'll see. You know what? I've never been to Adepticon. I don't know what to expect.
It's a good time.
I hopefully have babysitters.
Coach, it was my first round match was at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I ran into Michael Collins, and he had some 12-year-old something that was like really good that lit me up. I get catch first round, and he's got 4 roses, and we had one before and had one after. And then my second round match, the guy sitting across from me says, hey, you want to try some of this? Sure. And then my third round match, it was against Andrew. He lurks on our Andrew.
Oh, shit.
Starts with a C. Name? Okay, sorry, you know who I'm talking about.
Really? Andrew Crawley?
Yes.
Andrew Crawley.
And when we sat down, he goes, I'm Andrew. And I went, oh, shit, you're another OCX guy. And that's when, shortly after that game, that's when Josh Kiefer walks up and grabs me by the sleeve and says, you have to go over here and podcast. And I said, no, that's Dion's. He says, no, Coach said you should go do this. I said, do you believe everything Coach tells you?
Oh, they do. They really do. And they did. And man, did that make my day. You're getting into our urine review, damn it. Come on. Stop it now.
All right. Well, hey, we're tapping out.
Stop it. Stop it. All right. 136. 139 ends the rant. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I thought we were gonna have the Tippets on tonight, but turns out that his son drinks as much as I do. So no going there. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a year in review. This is a new thing we're gonna do on OCX Radio. We're gonna go from January to December in the year of, excuse me, X-Wing. Why does that shit always have to happen to me? That's terrible. All right, so if the chat has anything they want to add in, please incorporate. But we're gonna do like a Sports Illustrated January. What happened in January that really sparked our interest?
Well, I got home from my cruise, and Tyler went to play in the first regional of the year, which was like the first weekend after New Year's in Chicago.
Yes, I was there too.
And can we say this is the year of the harpoons, the Nim, the Miranda? This is still that age, guys. This was the twilight of the Nim Miranda age, was it not?
I think. Yeah. Chicago was the first big event that they had to decide on the whole genius trajectory thing.
Yep.
Yes.
They had to figure that out. And Chicago, before they were going by rules as written, they felt that it was not intended to be that way and ruled in the eventual way FFG gave us the emergency FAQ for.
Mm-hmm.
And they stopped it before it got terrible.
Well, it was already terrible, but they stopped it. But it didn't really stop it, did it?
No, Nim Miranda was still good. But
Miranda was still really good.
Yeah, it wasn't as oppressive to fight Nim. When Nim had Trajectory Genius, it was like, I just can't live here.
And it was also the year of the worst matchup in the world. 4 Wookiees against 4 Y-Wings with TLTs.
There's no winning in that matchup. There was no winning. Whoever won, they didn't win.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna go with the chat, and it was the year of the bombs. From January till pretty much the end of Worlds, it was the year of the bombs. But Worlds had a very special little caveat on it.
Well, there was something a little before then, I believe, too, because we had the Indiana Regional.
That's right.
Well,
okay. Yep.
We're doing month by month still.
Oh, we're gonna do month. Well,
yeah, because you said January, and then I was like, oh, okay, we're doing month by month.
Okay, so moving on to February.
February was the Indiana Regional. Woo!
Where Ryan did really well, and I did okay before I fell on my face.
The birth, ladies and gentlemen, of Ontopsky.
Ghost Finn.
Yes. Which, as Luke points out, technically the very first iteration I ever saw of Ghost Finn was brought to Chicago Regional by Alex Mogensen and Jeremy Trad. Jeremy Trad made it to the finals of Chicago Regional. It was Kanan at the time. It wasn't the trimmed down version that we all eventually saw it to eventually be. But it was the very first look. And then as the System Open happens and the other regionals between Chicago and Indiana, then came, I think, right when Steven Gonzalez won the Arizona Regional. Or not Arizona System Open.
He won
the
Arizona System Open, yep.
He won with the Lothal Fen version, and I took the same thing to Indiana Regional.
Well, that was D and Steven.
Yep, they were in the finals.
Basically the same list.
Except D had Chopper, yeah.
D had Chopper.
he did the stressful one, the Chopper and
Way to go, D. How far did that get you?
So,
But no, in February, it was the largest United States event ever.
regional event, at least.
I mean, no, but period. Most attendance?
I felt
in one day, though.
I don't know if that beats another System Open that we've had, or even obviously a Worlds.
I thought in Indianapolis
it was the highest one at the time.
Is the single day. We had single day attendance. No. Yeah. Not total attendance. The single day attendance.
We edged out Chicago by 3 or 4, something like that.
Indiana regional was 160.
Yeah. Yep. Single day attendance, not counting outside of the United States.
And that was also the same day that Ryan and Chico were 2-1 when I was 3-0, and they didn't want to play against me.
Oh, yeah, it was like the round after.
Freaking out.
We all had the same record. And I was like, I have Ghost Fan. That's like guaranteed damage. I don't want all those white wings.
And so they shipped me off to table 5, and everything went downhill after that.
And you lost like a boss.
0-3 the rest of the day.
The greatest single moment in all of X-Wing history happened on that day. It was the spreading of the stickers.
The OCX stickers.
It was the day. Squadron it radio. Was the day that I was banned from the Gold Squadron chat, and it was the day that the OCX was born. I kid you not, Ryan. We were small time. We were there. We were here. But after that, the big bang happened, baby. And everyone realized, holy shit, there's a bunch of drunken idiots that talk about X-Wing every Wednesday night. And we actually have some legit representation. That was the single greatest TV moment. I mean, if they're going to give Goldies out for TV moments, that was it right there.
Yeah, now that I think of it, I think besides the back to dials thing that Asa Graf did recently at Minoc Open, where he just like put the back to dials logo when they were doing dials, I think that's one of the only times I can think of another podcast putting a sticker on Gold Squadron.
You started the trend. You alone did, but it was your hard ass work to get there to be able to do that. I wish there was like when a draft day comes for those NFL players, they're like have the TV camera at the. I wish there was a camera on me when you did that.
I wish there was a camera and like audio recording of the whole store, because I heard it was quite the show.
Because we absolutely lost our shit. There was like 15 of us there, and we all went fucking insane.
Well, I'm texting the whole time onto the OCX groupies going, "Oh, Ryan's in good position. Oh, no weapon. Oh, here we go."
It was just, and then Dion had to go, oh no, who's commentating? Oh, Faded Black.
Yes, Gordon was commentating.
Gordon
was Gordon?
It was Gordon.
And
fucking Fade Black Gordon? Oh, shit.
Zach Bart was sitting there, and Tyler was sitting there with Dion, and I was walking from the podcast area back and forth to the game table, and asking Ryan, "You need anything to drink? You need anything?" I'm like the cut man in the corner.
And now think about it. Gordon's basically a fucking glorified co-host on the show. And he's trying to cut you off. Oh, whatever. Okay, so that was February. That was a great month.
And then March came Adepticon.
March was Adepticon. And I think we saw the emergence of the 4 Wookiees, and still Ghost Fen was very strong.
Yep. We saw, I think, a larger emergence of the Miranda, Ezra, or Fen, and Lorik.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that Y-Wings don't like bombs.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't like bombs.
Thank you, Catch.
Did anything come out in March? Was that the big thing? The
When did the resistance bomber
shuttle
come
came
out?
out in March?
No, the
When
Sheath P came out at the same time as the Skurg bomber for Nim.
That's right. That's right. And it just took like that long. Like, oh shit, coordinate Rebel Nim, or not Rebel Nim, but the Ghost. That was the deal. Then we move into June.
How about May or April? April, we had CAC.
Oh, that's right. But okay, so did anything really change from April to? I mean, technically, we had Worlds in May. Yeah,
Yep.
nothing really changed.
We got bombers.
Yeah,
At some point.
I'm trying to see when they came
I mean,
out.
meta-wise,
I think it all came out at the same time. Let me see, because there was like, remember, like it was like Wave 14, which included the First Order silencer and the bomber.
Oh,
was like a half edition to.
it was a half edition, but it didn't make any difference because still, Ghost Fen was too powerful. The only thing, I mean, obviously, when it came to Worlds, was your list with Bob, and obviously the winning list was the dual IGs.
Yeah, everything was out by that point. I didn't think
Everything was out by then, and it was totally playable, but it was just. It wasn't strong enough to overtake. I mean, I saw plenty of Kylos, and my Jabba the Hutt build says that's cute, and fuck, Shadowcaster. Jesus, I forgot
that fly off the board.
Yeah, that flies off the board.
Oh,
yeah, wait, that flies off the board.
My
Jabba Asajj list laughed at Kylo, but
and Fergie blanked him.
Yeah, by the way, what month was that in?
That's a good one. That would have been that might have been the March. That might have been the big thing in March. That I finally gave up my crate templates because I flew Asajj off the board like a boss. Fuck you, Chris Allen.
Just like he meant to.
Like I meant to.
Yeah, no new ships came out between.
But no new ships came out. It was
all for the eventual big announcement.
Yeah. Oh man, did we get a big announcement? But not to take anything away from Simeon or you, because I think the both of you have concluded that was probably the greatest matchup between the two lists.
I've seen multiple people say our top 8 match might have been the best match of the top.
That should have been the final. That should have been the final.
And
it probably was the final. To tell you the truth, because I watched the final and Simeon was just playing with him the whole time.
Does FFG even have that out for us to see it on YouTube?
That's a good question. I know you can still find it.
Because I haven't been able to find it.
Oh, I thought they archived all of their
on Twitch
finals and stuff on Twitch. Yeah.
Okay.
If they haven't, shame on them. Shame, Wade. Shame.
Far, the only thing archived from Fantasy Flight Games is the final game on YouTube.
Oh,
Twitch,
fuck that.
Twitch is probably where you'd find the other games from FFG.
All right, I'm going to take a break from the year in review. Has Gold Squadron worked their way into the official? Like, do you think FFG for Worlds this year will go Gold Squadron take care of it?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
All right. Do you think that they will allow the dual? I mean, I know they did, like, Dion had to pull fucking strings out of his ass and promise the world to whatever, but he did have the dual stream going. Do you think that's going to be a little more streamlined this year? I'm just hoping that I get on stream at Worlds because I'm gonna make Worlds this year. So,
I mean, we don't know. It's a whole year of updates and upgrades, and
it is the whole of the year.
The Dion Gold Squadron monies.
I think there's enough narcissists at FFG that they'll want to keep the finals for themselves.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I don't blame the finals. I don't blame that. All right, moving on. I think we did. Okay, so we got the announcement in May of obviously 2.0, which fucking just ruined everyone's plans from then on. I mean, after that, it was basically play whatever the fuck you want because it doesn't matter.
Some people checked out and like
what?
And then we had the store championships run that they jammed in before.
Yeah, they just shoved them babies in, and that was still the same, pretty much meta. I mean, it changed a little bit, not much.
Well, it changed because we got the TIE Reaper and Saw's Renegades.
Oh
the
shit!
5
oh shit!
Major
Let's not forget about. Let's not forget about our Lord and Savior Vermeil.
So
who did change the entire? You know, that was funny on how big he changed it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it should have been the same meta, and all of a sudden, a lot of people saw the potential for Vermeil.
I mean, boys, there's a huge difference jamming only in range 1 and jamming in arc range 1 to 2 and 1 all around you. Because man, that 1 to 2 is a big difference.
Huge, huge. And jamming all of a sudden turned into be a big deal.
Especially with ISB slicers the way they were.
Oh, ISB slicers were terrible.
God, they just said you can't ever have tokens.
You can't do shit. I'm sorry.
Do we want to go over any of our fun times at Worlds that we wanted to re-mention or recollect?
No, I think we've gone over Worlds pretty good in our Worlds episode, but okay. I think what I want to move on to is I want to reflect on from the announcement of 2.0 to where we are now.
Okay.
And what our anticipations were, because I mean, we obviously have the archive that we can go back to of, oh my god, it's 2.0. This is what's all going to happen. And now that we have everything, is it everything we thought it was going to be? Is it everything we wanted? I'm going to go with the strong voice. No, it's not everything we wanted, but yes. It's not the game we wanted. It's the game we deserve. How about that, internet?
That's pretty close, I would say.
I think that's the best way to put it,
I think what were our grandstanding and vision of what X-Wing 2.0 was going to be, it was never going to be that when it first came out. Especially when we talk about the app. 100% that app is going to take a bit to get down. Right. But even now, we see things in Extended that were like, it's a bit powerful for the cheap points that they are. TIE Phantoms or Escape Crafts, for example. But we see that they've laid the foundation, both within the app and the game's own mechanics, that I still feel strong enough about the investment and the time I've put into this edition of the game already.
Yeah. From our expectations to what we have now, obviously, man, we all thought the app was going to be the shining gold star in the sky. Boy, were we wrong on that. But the fact that they're, FFG's not waiting on the app. That's what I do like. Yeah, and if nobody else paid attention to this, FFG is not waiting on the app. They gave out the prices for the First Order and the Resistance before the app even updated.
Yeah, well, they did say the PDFs trump the app. The PDFs are the actual 100%. This is what is legal in hyperspace. These are the points, and these are the slots.
Yep.
So when in
And
doubt, PDF.
for me, when they announced 2.0, it was very, for me, it was very like, I was never a big fan of 2.0. I didn't like 2.0 because, as you know, I'm thinking more of the store owner than the player, but still, as a player base, it was a lot of confusion. No matter how they cut it, there was going to be a lot of confusion. But then they were like, here's the conversion kits. I was like, oh, okay. Now you got my mind peaked. Then I'm like, yeah, then I got all this 1.0 shit that I have to put on 50% sale just to get rid of. And I still have it on the shelves, but who cares? I realized what they're going forward now is X-Wing 2.0 is not just 2.0. It is what it should have been all the way along. Like their design space from here till now is just wide open with all the new things they've done. This is the game it always should have been. But again, FFG didn't know what the hell they had. They're just like, let's go with it. This World War II plane thing, slap some Star Wars logos on it, put an X-Wing and a Y-Wing and a TIE Fighter out there. We'll sell a couple hundred units. And they're, no. No. Try again. Bueller. They came up with one of the greatest miniature games that ever was created so far, if you ask me. So I'm super excited for 2019. I really am. I'd like to see what Worlds looks like. I'd like to see what and we'll get into this in a little bit. I'm gonna give Ryan and Mark a little chance to expel the rest of their year, but don't worry, there's some beef coming.
Oh. Mark, would you like to go on the rest of your year first? Or would you like me to go?
It won't take me very long. Indianapolis was a joyous time for me that went to crap and continued on through Worlds and into Gen Con, where I think I amassed a total of 3 wins in 2 tournaments, and one of them was with a bye, but we all know the story on that. I am looking forward to this year, into the tournament schedule and the like. I'm excited to play 2.0. It'll be a different look and a different feel for Uncle Mark. Not to say that the Y-Wings are stuck in the box. I always have them with me just in case. But man, if I can get 5 Y-Wings again or X-Wings again, holy crap.
I don't know.
I enjoyed the snot out of those.
Sounds like a lot of fun. I just don't know how soon they'll be to pull that trigger and if they're willing to do it. So, I guess to cap off the rest of my year after Worlds, I was able to go to Nova Open for the very first time. I'd never been there before. It was very rare I ever went to one of the coasts. I've never been to a West Coast event yet. It's the first East Coast event that I've went to, and with a couple of my local buddies too. We all made top 32, which are really ecstatic that the whole car we went in made it to day 2, made it to top 32. I finished out at top 8, worked, and I was ecstatic for my whole year. I set my first goal. This is what I recommend everyone who's maybe making their X-Wing resolutions. Keep your goals simple. Like, I went into every tournament like, I just want to make cut. I want to make day 2. That's it. Like, everything else is gravy. Keep it simple. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. It's not worth it. The best thing you can do is just have as much fun as possible. This is a game. Yeah. And I mean, I got into it because it was Star Wars, and it's still Star Wars, and I'm really happy about that. And we're getting more Star Wars with TV shows and the movies and
Oh,
more
don't get
TV
into it. I want to
shows.
talk about that's going to be like a little after special thing.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
All right. So to cap off the rest of the year, second edition's going great. We're finally massaging our local store to actually run cohesive events, and excited to see everyone in the near future in the trials and the cups.
Yeah. Mark, you got anything? Because I'm going to get into beef then.
I already did mine.
Okay. Beef time. Beef. Beef. Fucking beef. God damn it. You know what? I haven't heard a lot of podcasts talking about FFG beef. But boy, do I have some fucking FFG beef. Guys, I'm talking to not Alex or Frank or Max. You guys are void. Wade, a little bit, but every time I talk to Wade, he goes, why don't you just email organized play at asme.com? I'm like, I have. As far as I know, as a store owner, no one has been informed of when the fuck they're getting their trials or / cups. Now, this is a big deal for stores because it's called advertising, ladies and gentlemen. I need to let people know when the fuck my trial or cup is. Today is December 26th. Technically, according to FFG's website, the trials are beginning in January. Wow. If I get mine in January, because I will tell you right now, you do not get to choose when you get to hold your trial. FFG coordinates when you're either the first half or the second half. You're either January through May or July through December. And guess what? Haven't gotten a whiff. And believe me, I have my circle of store owner friends from across the nation. Nobody's heard boo. Now, this is my problem. If you didn't get one, they're just not going to tell you. If you got one, I would know. So it leads me to believe that nobody even fucking knows if they have a trial or cup or whatever. This leads me to believe that something is seriously wrong in organized play. This should have been out a month ago. I should have been okay, I'm sorry. If I got a trial, I need a legit 2 months to promote this. It's a trial. These are basically regionals now. They did away with the store championship, which really, really hurt stores. I cannot stress you to enough that they're getting rid of store championships. I know they're trying to do this whole attack wave kit, this and that. No, it doesn't. The store championships were huge to small stores. Huge. You just stripped us away of hundreds of dollars of profit. The one thing they did was they allowed us to apply for trials. Okay, I'm all in. Cool. Trials are like regionals, only more of them. At the same time, you're like, it's good for me, but not so good for me because they're like, okay, there's 4 of them here and there's 4 of them there. But they told us that they were going to spread them out. Okay, that's fine. But for God's sake, let me know when I can run my fucking trial. I know I'm not going to get a cup. That's fine. I'm not a big enough store. But I think I deserve a trial. For your customers, I deserve a trial. Let me know when I can get those. Please, for God's sake, get your shit in order and let me know when I can fucking just announce it. This is FFG over and over again. It's not the guys that work there. There's got to be a bureaucracy behind this whole thing. They're like, they don't really need to know. 2 weeks before they can have a trial, they're fine. And the people at FFG are going, no, you fucking idiot. This is not like a thing that they can do. A lot of our player base is 30 and up. They have kids. They have shit going on. They want to participate. Give them the opportunity to go, I need my wife points. I need to save them up as much as I can. Wife points are huge in this game, FFG. You don't understand. It's super, super frustrating. It's going to be January in a week, and I still don't know. I am betting I won't know until midway through January. And some of those stores are going to go, we just found out, hey, we got a trial this weekend. And people are going to go, I can't do that on a drop of a hat. That's not how this game works. I need 3 months preparation to go to these things. And it's just not the way it's going to go, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to give you the hard, honest truth. If you want to make a trial here soon in January, it's going to be on a week's notice. So for those of you trying to get your Worlds tickets, free up January, baby, because I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of stores pushing January, and they're going to go, we got it. We want to be the first ones out of the gate. But the problem is they're all going to be the first ones out of the gate, and it's going to ruin the whole thing. It's just going to be it's going to be a mess. So that's my one little gripe. Yeah, I know, but he's not going to join us. But
he's ignoring me.
Yeah, oh, really? He's ignoring me. Well, he didn't ignore me. He gave me a valid reason. But whatever.
No, it's not valid.
That's my little gripe session I have towards FFG. I'm a little disappointed in the prizes. I know they're going for more than less, or quantity than quality is kind of what FFG is going for. I really miss the plaques, man. That really made you something to work for. Even the challenge coins. The challenge coins made you work for it. And they're just not there. Oh, who's that pretty kitty?
Tyler says the link didn't work. Send it again and I will try to join.
Ooh. All right.
This is Samurai Sam.
Oh, that's the greatest name ever.
Well, I've just added a samurai over the last couple of years.
Oh, his name is Sam.
I can't tell you what his full name is, but yeah, he's a good cat.
That looks exactly like my cat, but just black fur instead of gray fur.
No, the gray is me.
Well, I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about was... What was the last thing I wanted to talk about, Ryan?
I don't know.
It was there on the tip of my tongue.
You stopped me in the middle of something that I was saying before.
I know. I know.
You want to say it later. I don't know what it was.
What were you talking about? You were talking about...
I was on my end of the year.
Adepticon. Something about Adepticon. No?
I got past that. You came back. I was chatting about the end of the year stuff and X-Wing and trying to make sure it's fun. And
well, the last time I saw Ryan play was when we were doing the 2.0 event at Gen Con.
Yeah. That was fun.
Well, I could go into, this is very interesting, that it might cross over. I don't know totally, but Magic the Gathering is completely going online now.
Really?
Yeah, it's is doing this Magic Arena. And that is one where you play online and all of the top players are going to get paid money to be a part of the Magic Arena. You know, they're going to do like the League of Legends where they have this huge arena filled with people and they do that and this and that. Well, to us store owners, that signified that, well, okay, paper Magic is going to be going extinct. I mean, we're going to still print cards, but for the PTQs and yeah, I sent Tyler the link. For everything else, it's like, good luck, guys. And our local stores around our area have combined together to do 4 $1,000 prize cash payouts. And then at the end, $5,000 cash prize payout. So we've had to literally take it on ourselves to do our own little Grand Prix kind of series. And man, have we sparked a lot of interest in that.
Interesting.
I mean, it helps when money is involved.
Yes.
And somebody asked me, he's like, we should do that for X-Wing. I'm like, do you realize that a bump call costs you $1,000? What judge wants to make that call? Nobody.
Oh,
right?
As someone who's judged,
if there's an in-our call that costs you $1,000, maybe more dollars than that, that's why X-Wing will never be a monetized game. It can't. It never should be. Acrylic is our currency, guys, and that's all we're gonna get. Maybe some store credit here and there.
All dark cards.
But I love that. I love the fact that this community has just full on gone batshit crazy for a couple of alt art cards. You know, it just warms my heart. We don't need to be that money thing, but in Magic, there's no FFG OP support. They don't have that. Oh, we're gonna give you some acrylic life counters or dice or alt art lands or something. They don't have that. They're behind the times. They're so far behind the times that they don't even realize it. They don't understand where the competitive gaming is going. You don't need to put out cash prizes. Just give them something that's fun and that labels them a winner. That's all you need. It's something that labels them a winner or a contender. Not even just a full-fledged winner. But that's what we've had to go to. Yeah, the Minoc Open, their first place was a very large cash prize, but it wasn't a cash prize. It was a trip to a place of your choosing
that had an X-Wing event.
So it wasn't like, here's $500 or here's $1,000. It was like, okay, where do you want to go next? We'll pay for it, but you're going to go play X-Wing, which is where I think the future of competitive gaming should go. That's where it's at. A trip voucher or stuff like that. I really do think that's where the future of not asshole players being involved in your game. That's what it has to be. But I don't think we're gonna get Tyler on tonight. I think we said enough. It was a good year-end review. I think the most we can say is, yeah, we're all looking forward to the January updates. I am super excited about the fact that there are going to be quarterly updates. Are you guys excited about, we're not going to rely on FAQs anymore. It's going to be like, oh, when's the next point update?
Well, then the point update twice a year?
As far as I know, it's only twice.
Oh, it's twice a year. Okay. But
yeah, but I still don't discount if they have an emergency break glass third one, if something really bad happens, they will do that if necessary.
But you know what? I also like the fact that that is a thing. X-Wing now is going to be, you know what? In 4 years from now, half of these ships maybe aren't in hyperspace. It's going to be like a standard in Magic. It's like, well, we want to see what happens with this ship, and this ship, and this ship for Rebels. And they just name 4 or 5 ships per faction, and that's what we have to play with. I personally am very excited for that. I don't know about you guys, but
It'd be hard. I think it'd be hard pressed to not see the core. I think there's always going to be an X-wing. There's always going to be a T-70. There's always going to be a TIE fighter. There's always going to be a TIE foe. There's always going to be, I don't know what Scum one, probably Fang fighter. But yeah, every faction will have 1 to 3 ships. I think will always exist in hyperspace.
Of the original kind of, solid, they're in the movies. These are the staples. They're always going to be there.
Yeah, like.
But how big would have meta change if, like, say you took out the A-wing and replace it with the E-wing?
Yeah, that's a big point difference of ship available. E-wing's
It's
a lot more expensive.
Difference. Maybe for going down the line. I mean, again, we're gonna have 7 factions of playable ships. You're not gonna. I always said that the extended universe is going to be in a year. You're going to be able to play every ship, but I'm now starting to change my mind that this is FFG slow rolling. We're going to have different metas every 6 months, and you guys are just going to have to deal with it.
That, and I think the slower it is, the more precise they can make their changes.
And more precise they can make the changes. Especially when adding new ships to all the old lines, the new lines, all the stuff. They can look and go, okay, well, that was good then. We're going to discontinue that and give it to this faction over here. See how that goes. It'll be very interesting.
And with the advent of the Jedi and the Clone Wars,
the Sis and the old Republic.
It'll be interesting. And boy, they got some cool looking ships.
I tell you what, this is going to give them a flexibility of we don't have to wait for movies anymore.
Yeah,
you can have a solid meta of these 4 ships per faction, and then be like, well, that gives us 6 months to a year of playing around with it, and then. Let's not kid ourselves. Star Wars is going to be pumping out a new freaking movie or series or whatever every 6 months, year, something like that.
Yeah.
We got the Mandalorian TV show, Resistance TV show, the last of the new trilogy coming out, episode 9.
Okay, so we got all of our bitching and all this stuff. Let's get into fun, like crazy. First of all, we did not get a trailer for the goddamn episode 9 over Christmas. Like every hypothetical, every hypothetical freaking YouTube channel that makes millions of dollars off their YouTube subscribers are like, okay, does anybody watch this Mike Zero guy?
No.
Anybody heard him?
Nope.
Guy's starting to piss me off. I think he puts out a video every 5 minutes. And
like Crabbeck.
Yeah. All he fucking does is just speculate. It's like, I read this one blog from this one dude over here in this guy who heard it from this guy that Luke Skywalker shaves his beard as his Force ghost. And he makes a 6.5 minute video about it. Like, You wasted my time for that?
Yeah, there's
You
a lot of
new
clickbait
Star Wars trailer leak, dash, dash, dash. And I click on it. I'm like, ah, fuck me.
I click on nothing.
Pure clickbait. That's what it is. It's pure clickbait.
I used to belong to a War Gamers Pay It Forward group. And basically, you'd offer up a game, and a bunch of guys would have dibs on it. And then after 72 hours, you'd have a blind draw. And whoever won, you shipped the game to them. And then they'd put a game up and do the same thing. And I had a fellow from California win one of my games. And so I Facebook creeped him. And turned out he's like one of the lead managers for Lucasfilm's merchandise. And I said, friend, please. And he said, sure. And so like 4 hours before trailers come out, he's allowed to release them to his friends on Facebook.
Oh.
So I get to see trailers like 4 hours before the rest of the world does. And the coolest thing that he's ever posted was there was a blurb, and I saw it come up, and he says, I have been waiting 18 months to show you these pictures. And it was he and his girlfriend sitting in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon when they had brought all the merchandising people over to England to the studios. And it's like, this is a good guy to have on your Facebook group.
Yeah, it is. Why is he not grouped into the OCX radio podcast group?
Oh. Don't do that.
Ryan says it all right there.
Oh, no.
Yep. Whore your friends out, Mark. Whore them out good, buddy.
Lucasfilm will shut us down. Don't do it.
Oh.
Maybe.
They have a lot of power.
I have an answer to one cease and desist order already. So let's just say the other one ain't going to make a big difference.
Do you have it
Not
framed?
the podcast, though.
Do you have it framed?
No. I have it somewhere.
Well, you know, Sheldon from Big Bang Theory has his cease and desist from Leonard Nimoy and from Stan Lee and from...
That would be pretty cool, though. I mean, if it ever pertained to the podcast, I would definitely frame that. That would almost be our title card.
Cease and desist.
Cease and desist. My ass. OCX for life.
Here, have a sticker.
Yep, have a sticker. Oh, a dilly sticker. Oh. Okay, I might have to make a trip to Los Angeles, try to figure out where George Lucas lives, and dilly the motherfucking shit out of his house. Just take a picture. That'd be fine.
And I'm sure Dilly hasn't been trademarked by somebody else anyway. But yeah, what the hell?
It is trademark, but Budweiser doesn't care who else use it. It's free marketing for them. Oh well. What was the topic we started on?
You've been on a few tangents. I could go further into this. Know people that know things from Lucasfilm, but I don't know
you go into that for 5 more minutes.
Okay. So off of the your new Facebook buddy, I have a coworker who I always like to chat with because he used to work for Lucasfilm. He works with us now at my job. And he's got a ton of pictures. And he was one of the, I don't want to know if he specifically was the correct title, set dresser or set designer or camera rigs. I know he worked with a lot of those. But he's got pictures of working on episode 2 and like him standing in the model of the Geonosis arena that they had, the gladiatory arena. And so, you know, because the models are a lot smaller in real life versus, you know, how big they could make it. So it's just like, it's like up to his like lower chest in height. And he's just standing there in a picture working on the modeling out the arena and whatnot. So it's really cool when he talks about like that George Lucas loves. Like one of his favorite things is hosting parties for the crew, and his Halloween parties were like, I don't know if you'd say legendary, but they were pretty good. So I love picking his brain and talking about the business as it was. And he's one of those guys that reminisce and loves the time when it was the practical effects. He was part of those teams. So everyone who loves seeing practical effects from the new movies still used from like J.J. Abrams. I'm not sure how many practical effects were used in Last Jedi, but when those still are being used, a lot of the industry still loves doing it because it looks more like Star Wars to most people.
Well, we had I met a fellow at Adepticon last year that was from South America, and he is like working with the writers for the next one.
Oh,
And and really interesting guy to talk to. He came out and had dinner with us wherever we went. You know when you've seen something, when you pull in to eat and there's a Jaguar sitting there,
yeah,
and you're getting ready to pull in with your Ram 1500 pickup truck, and you look down and there's a pair of fuzzy X-wing dice hanging off the mirror, and that's Marcel Marzano's car.
I didn't know that he had a pair of fuzzy
Marzano.
X-wing dice hanging from his.
Yes, he got it from CAC a couple
awesome.
years ago. But I'm looking. That's a Jaguar, and those are X-wing fuzzy dice. Oh, Marcel's here. Okay.
I didn't know Marcel drove a Jaguar. That's cool.
Yeah, he's pretty cool guy to talk to.
Oh yeah, I've had a game or two against him. It's always been a good time. Always known for having his baggie of dice and tokens.
That he random pulls dice out.
Yep,
and
just
destroys
pulls
you
it out and just bat. So, and do we have any? Oop. Yeah, the glass over here. Do we have any like closing thoughts for things we're hoping for this year in terms of, I don't know, maybe not results, but like just from the community? Like maybe what do we want more from other podcasts? What do we expect to do as a podcast ourselves? I don't know.
Less crates.
I mean, one episode they'll be playing Smash Brothers. One episode, Travis will provide good statistics and notes.
Maybe Stay on Target will do something. Maybe Hornet Squadron will do something.
Oh yeah, you gotta poke Hornet Squadron with a stick at this point. You need to do something. And
and see the growth and evolution of the other podcasts, the new ones that are starting up, and see if the old ones actually step out and try to do something more. But it's interesting because I was looking at our numbers the other day, and we're averaging between 550 to 630 downloads. Come on, you ever think Coach can even answer respond to this? Did you ever in your wildest dreams think that we'd have 600 people want to listen to our podcast?
Ooh, that's a loaded question.
I mean, yeah, we want them and we want more.
It's a really good segue, Mark. Especially since it's the last episode that will be broadcast in the 2018 year.
Yeah, we were kind of going over what we're expecting this year from other podcasts and what we expect ourselves to grow into.
Look at you guys segueing without me even having to say anything. Oh, God damn it. You guys are fantastic. Okay, let's go into it. Yeah, we're not the big podcast. Nobody ever expects us to be the big podcast. We never were. We never wanted to be the big podcast. We have maintained our numbers because A, we're fun. B, we give you the information you need to know, but we don't just drown you out in just information. we're the fun-loving group, guys. There's no. I think maybe that's not the first thing that comes up when someone explains what OCX is, but I have some big plans for the OCX radio podcast in 2019.
Oh God, they're firing me.
No. Jesus Christ. If I could fire you, I would, but I can't.
What would we do without you?
No. Everybody knows the OCX crew is through and through the best people we can get. I don't get shitholes. We don't get assholes. We just find people who generally love the game, want to have a good time. We're a live radio show, guys. You can't be a stiff and be on a live radio show.
I want to clarify. We are the live radio show. The live radio show. And
the only
And
live radio show.
And we're missing significant pieces from time to time.
Yes.
Chicago and Stoots. And I know Kyle's going through some stuff right now, and our thoughts and prayers with him. And, he's getting a big hug the next time I see him. I understand what he's dealing with right now, and we miss you, buddy. And we can't wait to get you back on here. And so the scum talk can get up to a higher level than what it is right now.
Yep.
But we are approachable. You can stop any one of us. And now, Ryan, welcome to the stalkers that will be
Stalkers
more
Anonymous.
normal.
Hey, it always helps to approach with a drink.
Of course. But yeah, we want to meet you. We want to shake your hand. We want to laugh. We want to hand you a promo card or a sticker, and we'll take whatever you want to give us. And
we want you to be on the next Townies episode.
Yeah.
Guys, we don't discriminate. We let almost everybody on the show. I mean, the first time. We let everybody on one time. There's a very short list of people we don't allow on second time. Speaking to you, farmer.
Oh,
Just kidding. But I want to emphasize on what Mark said. There's going to be some big changes happening next year on the OCX Radio podcast. We've seen some greats come and go. Chicago was mentioned. Montana. I mean, when you look back at when this podcast started, it was me, Kyle, Chicago, and Montana. It was basically because they wanted us to do a podcast. I says, okay, good luck, because you're going to get me. As I always am. This is not a facade. This is not a fake. Ryan and Mark will tell you right now that this is not a caricature of me. What you get is what you get. And I try to portray that every week. If I'm fake, I think you guys know when I'm fake.
Coach is not fake. You get what you see.
Except
here
when
I
I'm
guess
super drunk.
No, that's even more true.
But you see that then in person. Yes, I'm saying though, whatever. But in 2019, we're going to take a little different approach about the OCX Radio podcast. We're going to try to be your late night TV show X-Wing podcast. We're not always going to talk about content and this and that. The co-hosts will still be the co-hosts, but we're gonna try to give you guys a guest host or a guest every week that gives you some something you won't see outside of either their podcast or either their, totally random people that we still love doing that. We still love like just getting random people on because that's what the X-Wing community is just everyone from all walks of life, from all nations. But the format might change a little bit. Hopefully the graphics and the sound will look a little better. I'm working on that this week and next week, and it's not going to be straight off next week. You won't see this, but we'll see. We got our graphics artist working on it.
Can't get much better than this.
Hence our graphics artist. But we're going to aim to be a better OCX radio podcast in 2019. I don't know how much better you can get from last year, but, yes, the format will be a little more structured along the lines of a late night TV show host. Our guests will be on for a while, and then we'll bring another guest on, but we'll still have, like, I've got my Andy and my Andy, or my, what do you want to do? Conan and Brian, what's his name? Andy, whatever. No, it doesn't matter. Don't worry, guys. OCX still going strong. We lost a few good guys. I don't know if Kyle's going to be back. We'll see. But like I said, if you're an OCX co-host, you're an OCX co-host. It doesn't matter when you come back. It's just, or if you come back, it's when you come back. So, we got a great roster of guys. We didn't pick up on Topsky on just like throwing a dart at the wall. Maybe.
You hit the bullseye.
We hit the bullseye on that one. But we're I'm hoping next year this show will be a lot more interactive, a lot more fun. I don't know how you can get more fun than it is right now, but we're gonna damn well try. I can tell you that.
Well, it sounds like the tagline could be "the more the merrier." Once we get more different people going.
Well, we've had the more the merrier, and
a controlled more the merrier.
We all know those episodes.
Anything that sounds like Paragoomba Slayer? No.
I tell you what, there's going to be a lot more ladies' nights. There's going to be a lot more of OCX 2.0. Only monitored maybe by your wonderful and humble host. Those guys are starting to take the liberties a little too far. I give them 2 episodes a year, and they really take everything out of it. But no, it's going to be a great next year. I can't wait to open 2019. 2018 sucked in real life, and 2019 is looking to be a way better time. So your humble host coach is going to be a way better X-Wing player. He's going to be in all these big events. We're going to have a lot more in-depth descriptions. Of course, we have Topsky now, who's going to win like 3 or 4 events himself.
Don't put me on.
Mark is probably like easily top 5 contender for world's champion.
Sure.
I'm just going to let you know right now, if that happens, I might lose my goddamn mind. I don't know what kind of show that's going to be, but I can tell you it's going to be one for the ages. But, hey, I'm looking for that.
Watch Dion try to get that OCX on top off his show.
I'm looking for that Goldie this year, boys and girls. I'm sorry. I am going to put my heart and soul in this fucking show. I want a Goldie sitting right there on top of the non-existent Gold Squadron podcast shirt. I want a Goldie, goddammit. And I'm going to get that Goldie. So 2019, buck up, everybody, because it's coming. It's coming. Shout-outs, guys. Shout-outs. We went with beauty last. We'll go with seniority now.
Shout out to our brother Kyle. You know, we're here for you, buddy. And shout out to you guys. Thanks. This keeps me young. Well, in my mind at least.
You haven't aged a day in 2 years.
Great. It's fantastic.
The Fountain of Youth equals OCX Radio Podcast.
Full of laughs.
But, you know, and going back to a thing where you have total strangers come up and just want to say hi and tell you that they like what you're doing or tell you that they don't like what you're doing. That's fine too. We're not here to please everybody. We're here to please ourselves. And if you happen to like it, great. If you don't, well, that's your problem. You know, it's as Coach said, you get what you see what you get. You know, we're not going to change. I'll throw a poker chip at you if I think you deserve it. And
I still have never received a poker chip.
You're not the only one.
No. Fuck you, Ryan.
What?
I've known this man for 6 years.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like I want to think I received the original fuck you, but I never got the poker chip to say so. So
I think Jerry Russell might have got the very first one.
I want to say Jerry maybe got the first one.
I'm just kind of thinking that might be where that's at.
The metaphysical fuck you poker chip definitely goes to Jerry Russell.
But Jim Harnock did an Uncle Mark helmet series card for a Gold Squadron veteran, and we'll have to see what we can do with that.
Dude, that was beautiful.
In the future.
It looks so good.
So beautiful.
I thought it was perfect with the commentary coming out of this. Which is usually how I'm playing. So, oh shit!
I was jealous of you having your own fan club, but you get your own freaking helmet series card.
Well,
God damn it!
When you send stuff to Canada, sometimes it works out. Or when you find guys from the same squadron to take it back to Canada for you.
Nobody deserves it better than you, Mark. You know, all right, go ahead.
Those are my shout outs right there.
Ryan.
Jim, you did a great job. Thank you.
So, I guess I'll start with shout out to everyone I'm going to see in the future events that will eventually be announced for Trials and Cups. Shout out to all the stores that will eventually get it, because I will see as many of those in the Midwest as I can. And yeah, shout out for tonight, actually, because I think I'm feeling better after this cast, and I didn't really take too much medicine.
I'm pretty sure it was that giant mug of vodka that you had.
Vodka. Water.
The Dayquil chaser vodka.
Not mixing
they
alcohol
don't know.
with Dayquil.
Just lie to them.
Well, the people who don't watch live don't see the finger gesture of quotes. They don't know. That's why you have to watch live. Weird beef / shout out to the people who are not watching. Get on live, watch us, because it's so much more fun. It's the best way to end your Wednesday.
It's the best way to end your Wednesday.
Sounds like a t-shirt to me.
Sounds like a t-shirt to me. Oh shit, that's great. My shout out is gonna be quick. I want to first of all thank all of our listeners, obviously. It's 2018, we're wrapping it up, baby. Excuse me. We're narrowing in on episode 100. I think we're on like 90.
No, we're on 84.
Oh, then we're not. Never mind. I take that back. We're a long shit ass ways from 100.
March.
Well, May will be our 2 years. So I want to thank everybody who does watch live. I mean, I know we stress it like, hey, you want to watch live? And yes, you do. But those of you download us, I hope the podcast comes off as much fun as the live version does. I've tried to listen to a couple of them, but lately my life has been just too fucking crazy to do that. I also want to thank Mark. Come on, we didn't give you a happy birthday shout out. 1 or 2. How long have you been on the 1 year episode shout out? We forgot to do that, or we
That's fine.
didn't.
That's okay.
I mean, you were here anyway, so
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, Chico and I started about the same time. I'd been on an earlier episode.
But it goes without saying. I mean, people who make it a year on this show deserve the shout out. I mean,
and combat pay.
The combat pay is covered. I think. God damn it! I underestimate how much it takes for people to put up with me for 2.5 hours every week. But man, it does take a toll. Oh, thank God we got young blood like Ryan in here.
We'll break him yet.
I can't wait to hear your year exit interview.
My probation is up. I get
probation. Your parole. It's not probation.
That's right.
Parole. Oh. I also want to thank my fellow co-hosts. Chicago. He told me the other day. I finally fucking got to speak to him the other day. But he was like, "How's the podcast going?" I was like, "Be a lot better with you, buddy." He's like, "I haven't played a lick of X-Wing since last year's Gen Con." I says, "Do you really think people were paying attention for your X-Wing knowledge?" He laughed and he's like, "Fuck you, coach." But I want to thank Chico again. Again, I don't think he's going to be gone for that long, but whenever he decides to come back, he's more than welcome. Kyle's going through some stuff. He'll be back. I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, your sloot will be back. But that's not going to hold the OCX Radio podcast back. We are stalwarts. We're the fucking Death Star of podcasts. We don't back down to anything except for one tiny little proton torpedo down our exhaust port. And then we just all take shots and just go, fuck it, it's all gone, maybe. We'll build another one.
Why hasn't there been a shot named the proton torpedo at this point for all the X-Wing after parties?
Bounty.
It has now.
OCX Bounty.
Make one.
If you can make a proton torpedo shot that involves at least 3 liquors and doesn't make people puke.
No.
It doesn't make people puke.
That hurts already.
When drinking it.
Bob Swaim and I will drink it at a different time.
We will all drink it at periodic. Yes. Okay. So that is the bounty.
I'm going to say 2 alcohols because there's 2 charges to a proton torpedo. That's my hope.
Yep. Nope. I'm going to take back my statement because
lore
beats out alcoholism. Thank you, Ryan.
My liver thanks you.
Yeah, because I could have went up to 4 because it's 4 attack dice. I went down with 2 charges.
It needs to have 2 alcohols. That means a point and a number behind it. And it needs to be what? Like purplish? Pinkish?
Reddish? Purple?
Reddish?
Purple.
We'll go with reddish.
The warm spectrum.
Warm. In the warm half of the color spectrum.
Do you
then
know
we will
how much
post.
do you know how much I'm going to giggle when I rewatch this?
No, this is going to be great because we're going to taste test all of the ingredients that were given to us, and then we will determine what will be the proton torpedo, and it will be known around the world as I would like a proton torpedo, please. And the bartender will go, what? And the guy will go, do you not listen to OCX radio?
God, is Adepticon the testing grounds for the proton torpedo?
Definitely. I'm going to make a full flask of it, and I'm just going to be pouring that shit out like crazy.
Thule Squadron, we are looking for you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to fuck those Thule Squadron guys up. Like,
Can't be Black Death if it's supposed to be red. It'll be Red Death.
It's the Red Death.
anyway, I think that's going to end these shout-outs, ladies and gentlemen. So what we do after shout-outs is we send this off to the Yub Nub. Nub Nub. Mark got super pissed and we came up with a new drink.
And a catchphrase. For a shirt.
And a catchphrase. What was the catchphrase again?
I forgot.
The best way to end your Wednesday.
Best way to end your Wednesday.
Have a drink named after or something.
Boy, it's good to see that Tommy Adams and Patrick and Christopher Brown and everybody's still hanging out here. Padre went
You know
to
what
bed a
pisses
while
me
ago.
off?
Wait a minute. Josh Kiefer's not here.
No, he fell asleep.
No, Kiefer fell asleep. He's out.
I was going to do random wake up calls for him.
It must be Gordon's board game
night.
Yeah.
Either that or after Christmas family stuff. It is only one day after Christmas. Patrick said Fireball, Rumple Mitts, and tequila. After you take the shot, a friend has to slap you to represent the crit.
No.
I wanna first of all give a couple of why didn't I do this? You know, god damn it. I'm a terrible host. First of all, I want to say congratulations to the captain. He's been on a couple times. And our new somebody new that showed up, Jonathan McCrae.
Yeah, there was also actually a few others up here that I'd not seen before.
Did we miss a few others?
Curtis Fraley, have they been here before?
No, I don't believe so. Curtis Fraley.
And I think it was right in the beginning we had I can't let me scroll up that far. No.
You know, I love doing the live shit. Like I am the other guys from podcasts, they go, how do you do that? I go, how do you do what? How do you do it live? I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, we fuck up like every 5 minutes and then it edits out. And I was like, yeah.
We press a button and go.
We've just been known for our fuck ups. we just
certain expectation. People just know that.
Like I don't even take timestamps like between the shit. I just go, okay, we start. This is commercial. This is the end of commercial. This is Yub Nub. That's it.
You all get to miss Montana asking Coach about timestamps, and then Coach trying to weasel his way out of telling him
fucking Montana. You know,
and
he's the one that pisses me off the most. Montana's the one that pisses me off the most. He can show up every once in a while. He lives in Montana. It's like it's fucking 10 o'clock there, or 10:45. But he's an old man at soul, like he is. Like I go to bed at 9, which is like it's our 10. It's not that bad, but he's the one that wanted to do this damn thing in the first place. It's all his fault. All of this is Montana's fault. The Patreon, the prizes, Coach. Everything is his
The
fault.
coin, the bottle opener. Yeah.
Jonathan McCrae is apparently from Hornets HSR, which I assume means Hornet Squadron Radio.
Yeah. Oh, is that No. No, there was no Jonathan on HSR.
Uh,
But he's a listener though.
Maybe he's a listener.
Jonathan, fucking get HSR back on the road show because this is bullshit.
Speaking
Start
of other
poking
podcasts-
that hornet's nest with sticks.
Oh, Johnny Mac. I don't know. That's what he's. Maybe
Johnny
that's what.
Mac.
Maybe he's on there a few times.
Okay, guys. I'm
you
going
know-
to shut down.
All right. Good night, Mark.
Good night,
Good
Mark.
night. Take
We're-
care.
We're
We'll
shutting
talk to
down
y'all.
soon
Oh,
anyway. So.
Have a happy New Year.
Hey,
You
hey,
too. Yo.
2019, baby.
Woo woo.
Hey,
Hey.
get yourself some on New Year's Eve.
I hope I make it till 10.
Good
If I
night,
stay up
buddy.
if I stay up till 11, I can watch the East Coast thing.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, at least watch the ball drop.
Bruno
right.
put
Good
up the
night,
latest. Good night.
Good night, bud.
Bruno put up the latest Lore Master quiz with Carson Ray to challenge
get
Zach
beat?
Matthews. I don't know. Yeah. All mind games by the contender in hopes to destabilize the champion.
He doesn't give the winner out in the description. He's
No.
he's sly like a fox like that.
Oh, you
that
shouldn't do that.
goddamn Bruno.
He said one thing for sure. This is the lowest scoring quiz ever. Between
You know, I've been trying to study where the podcasts are going these days. It ain't well.
Oh, really?
I mean, think about it. What are the mainstays of podcasts? Minoc, Crates, Stay on Target,
Gold Squadron.
Gold Squadron, Scum and Villainy, Radio TCX. There's one more.
Birmingham Barons
Oh, Birmingham Barons. There you go.
and us.
Okay. Oh, and OCX. There's 8. 8 podcasts. Crates? Because they barely say anything. Gold Squadron. I'm gonna X-nay them because they basically say they just report news. That's all they're. I mean, I love them for it, but that's all they do. Same with TCX.
They've had a couple of filler episodes where they start exploring ideas and list building and
Do
whatnot.
they?
Yeah, I don't think they. It definitely seems it's a lot of just Will and Dion and sometimes Marcel, and I think that's where we can definitely step in. And when you're talking about this late night show,
The 2019 baby, we're
so you're thinking like what, one guest before the commercial break, one
We're
guest
gonna have
after the
one
commercial
guest.
break?
if not 2 all night.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay. So inside baseball for everyone who's still watching. The way I'm gonna go is there's gonna be an opening monologue by me. That way I can get my shit out of the way. So there's gonna be the introduction. We're gonna have the co-hosts. Gonna have the guests. Well, see, that's what I'm running into trouble with. Is I wanna keep it the intro, co-hosts, guests, and then I want to. But if I have multiple guests on, then it's almost like, okay, I mean, what are the obvious questions? What are you flying? What do you think? This and that. I don't want to do that. I want to almost do a guest per segment. I want to break it up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
This
Like,
guest gets the front half. This guest gets the second half.
yeah, just to have the commercial break split it up.
And if they're willing to, at the end, have the back and forth kind of a thing deal. with both guests, both guests and co-hosts and stuff like that. So I guess what I was thinking about doing is when I introduce everyone, we'll introduce we'll introduce the show, we'll introduce the co-host, and I want like a 15-minute block of like what we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like just give the show notes in the beginning of the show.
An overview.
Just like, hey, and this week we've got blah 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 on, and we're gonna talk about this and do this, and then after the commercial break we got who knows what, we're gonna go over this and this, and then after that, I don't know, maybe I don't know if we're gonna go commercialized or not. If we're gonna go 30-second, and I'm literally gonna fucking time the commercials. Like we'll do maybe a miniature commercial after the front and then go into the guest spot. It'll be co-hosts, me, it'll be the 3 or 4 of us, but the guest is the main spot. We ask them questions, play off of what they have to say for the first section, and then we go into the real commercial break, which is the minute. And then we come back and then we do the same thing kind of, but I'll introduce the second guest. If we have a second guest, if we don't have a second guest, we'll just contribute on to what the first guest has.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we have a second guest, I'd love to do 2 guests a night, to tell you the truth. Because that eliminates me from talking too much.
Mm-hmm.
2, that eliminates, like, say, like on Nights Tonight, there's just the 3 of us, and we have to fill the time up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that sucks.
Yeah, in a way, we got to try and partner
it's
the guest with the topic. Yeah. So, like, we're not always, like you said, we're not always doing the what you flying, what's the like. We don't want to be formulaic in our questions every week. We want to find this guest is here because this topic, or this topic is here because of this guest.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. I don't want to always ask the same fucking questions all the time. Like, I understand that's what Minoc does, and that's fine with them. That's their shtick. But I want like hard hitting questions. I want, who is your nemesis? What is your crutch? What is your favorite opening setup or something like that? I want real questions for these guests that we're gonna get, and we're not gonna just do podcasts anymore. I want to get Jeremy on. I want to get Duncan on. I want to get Ryan Fleming on. I want to get Simeon on. I want to get Rasta. I think we've grown enough to where if I ask, they'll come.
Yeah, I definitely would love to get Rasta on with his new product. It looks sweet, those dial covers.
Then that's something I gotta. You need to message me that. I need your list of guests that we need.
Oh, okay.
But that doesn't mean we're not gonna do. Maybe we do a famous guest and then a call-in guest on the back end.
Yeah, it could vary each week how it goes.
And then the front guest turns into kind of a co-host, and like, fuck, maybe he's the biggest Ryan Farmer fan in the world, and he wants to ask Ryan Farmer a question and stuff like that. I'd be super fucking awesome in that.
That'd be cool, but we'd have to
make sure Jonathan asked, I already have my email in for the FFG developers. And I haven't gotten an email back, but the questions I sent them, just like with Wade, I'm sure I'm going to get the yellow marker taken to it. But I would really love to maybe sparse the FFG guys out once a month. 1 month we do Frank. 1 month we do Alex. 1 month we do Max. And then just kind of, that'd be really, really great for us if we can maybe do on a tri-monthly kind of a deal, or like, hey, Max, it's your turn on the OCX radio live broadcast. I'm actually, I'm actually going to be in Minneapolis this weekend. Let me see if I can't head over there and catch them before they leave work. They know me. At least they know me. That's the one good thing.
Nicholas Mock saying, "Holy cow!
How's this still going?"
Yeah.
Nicholas, it's not a shit show though. It's like
It actually isn't.
this is 2019, baby. We're planning for the big time.
Yeah. No, I think we got some solid structure we can put together, and yeah, I think the more people we reach out to that aren't always heard, but are either known people in terms of, like you said, Howard, Fleming, Simeon, people who aren't always on a cast and hear their voice and talk about the game. The more of those we get, the more,
and the other thing is,
show we get.
We don't have to rely on news to be interesting.
Yeah.
Like we can dive into the mind of Jeremy Howard. We can go, Jeremy, how do you prepare? How do you set up? If you're in this situation, how do you react to that? Those are the questions that I would like to ask.
In this case, it'd be more like Jeremy Howard. Why did you stop playing X-Wing? Because he's used 2.0 as a way to get out, so it's just Duncan.
No.
Yeah.
He's our first guest, 2019.
Why'd you stop playing?
Why did you stop playing X-Men? But seriously, it's like a Walter fucking Cronkite episode. It
is an interesting question. Like, what made you stop? Such a well-known name and very successful.
Nicholas just got off work. Well, let's just do a 30-second review of what we talked about tonight.
Oh God.
Okay, I'll do my 30 seconds. You do your 30 seconds. Okay.
Okay, go.
Okay, hold on. I gotta stop this. Ooh, this will be fun. Oh, this will be fun. I'm excited. Okay. Okay, I'm putting 30 seconds up on the clock. What I decided, what I thought was fun. Ryan, I'll fill in the rest. Okay, ready? Go. Okay. One. We decided to do the Twas the night before after Christmas. It was an excellent poem done by Timothy Ames. You should go look it up. It's on the OCX Facebook page. 2, I discussed my resolution for X-Wing, and that I am going to try to figure out what my opponent is doing while I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. So I'm going to try to figure out to be a better player, basically. 2, Mark went off on Adepticon and how fun it's going to be and how you should be there. And I have, 30 seconds was way up a long time ago. That's it.
All right, let me know when mine starts.
All right, hold on.
Fill it all in.
Okay, ready, go.
Started off with New Year's resolutions. We all give a resolution. Overall, we all want to be better at X-Wing and get to Worlds. Next, Mark did his get off my playmat. It wasn't as much get off my playmat yelling as we expected. He was much nicer this time around. Then we went into the past year and our year in review and all the great stuff that happened throughout the year. And then it was a lot of random tangents until the end of the show.
You got 6 seconds left.
Bam. That's it.
Shit.
That's a very broad overview.
I think that's a very good broad overview of the differences between you and I. I spent 20 seconds just trying to describe us doing New Year's resolutions, I'm pretty sure, and Coach went off about FFG organized play. I did go off about FFG organized play.
Yeah,
that's true. And the fact that they haven't given me a heads up on when I will get my trial/cap. So, everyone else, I think we're gonna call that an evening. I think it was a pretty good night. Man, I can't wait to see you guys in 2019. Don't be surprised if this is not what you see in 2019, but it won't be for long. We're all gonna it's gonna be a gradual change over January. So I want to thank you all for watching. All the best wishes. And if you've got cards coming, you got cards coming. I'm gonna get them all written up and sent out this week. So from all of us here at the OCX Radio Podcast, this is me. This is Ryan.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.
Drive home safe. If you're already at home, sleep and don't snore.